And what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another New York Yankees live stream on the Big Blue in the Bronx YouTube channel. Luca shall be here shortly, as looks like the game has already started at a 1-1 count. And with that being said, I'll welcome in my co-host, Mr. Dylan, as we get through this first at-bat. Dylan, welcome in, and what's your first thoughts? I think
my bad. I think my microphone was muted. I apologize for that. I keep getting that mixed up, but I'm doing good. I know I just popped in at literally the start of first pitch, so timing worked out, I guess. But I'm doing good. Good to be back on here, and they need to win this game. That game the other night where they lost by 10 runs was inexcusable. They got it back last night, or I should say one. Soto got it back last night, but he hit that 3-homer game, basically all the offense. But if the Yankees can just win this game today, get out of here with a dub, I mean, you'll take it. At the end of the day, I'm still disappointed in the series in general for that one loss because it just feels like a series L considering you lost a game to a team that entering this series had won one game in a month. But it is what it is. They're in first place right now, luckily. So just get the win today and move on.
Yeah, you don't want to complicate things. But what's up to Jacob? What's up to Brad and anyone else who may come in? We'll, of course, showcase the lineups at the end of the at-bat. But Juan Soto is up. Verdugo struck out 2-1-1 count. Of course, we'll get to talk about it throughout the stream, or maybe when Luca comes on, we'll talk about it. Jazz Chisholm and the extent of that injury, which not very good. Not very good to say. And I'm going to leave it at that. But 1-1 pitch to Soto, driven deep to right field. This ball is back. It is gone into the water. A home run for Juan Soto. And the Yankees lead this one 1-0. That's the fourth home run in 2 days for Juan Soto, number 34 on the year. What a start.
Yeah, and I just seen the home run on my end, and he crushed that one. He is on fire. Like, he is red hot right now. Took that hanging slider deep. That's what you like to see right now. Soto and Judge on fire at the same time.
Absolute shot to right field. But while they show the replay of that gigantic home run by Juan Soto, we'll show you the Yankee starting lineup. Unfortunately, no lead is safe, especially today with Will Warren starting. We'll obviously get into all that, but just look at that bomb by Soto. As soon as it was off the bat, and I think the wind took it a little bit as well because, again, off the bat it looked absolutely gone, but it was like going down easily.
Yeah.
But like at the end, it didn't look like a definite home run. But 0-2 pitch to Judge, swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts so far for Davis Martin. What's up to Mr. Armand in the chat? On that replay a ton, which will bring up the very hot Austin Wells at cleanup.
Yeah, my stream is definitely a little bit behind, but we'll try to
sync that up. And there is a ground ball to second base, fired over, and that is a quick first inning for the Yankees with Juan Soto, blast to right field, number 34 in the year, fourth home run, 2 days, and the Yankees are up 1-0. So, I'm gonna wait for my brother to come back, and then because I know he's usually good at sorting it out with the time and stuff. But what are your thoughts on the Jazz Chisholm injury and the way maybe the Yankees handled it? The length. Are you worried about how long he's going to be out? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, the first thoughts is that they can get through August without him. They can, because they have a pretty easy schedule in August. They can definitely get through the month without him. I know it still sucks losing him, and the Yankees haven't necessarily taken advantage of the easy schedule, but they should, keyword should, get through the month of August without him. You should be able to, because they're still a better team than most of their opponents they faced this month, even without Jazz Chisholm. Now, for his long-term outlook, I heard earlier today it could be 3 to 4 weeks, but we know that's a very broad timeline, so we might not see him back until like at best with like 2 weeks left in the season. Now, if he does come back at all, that's big. That's big because we don't need him now in August, like I just said, but we're gonna need him in the stretch run because the Yankees and the Orioles are in a dogfight right now for that top division spot, so they're gonna need Jazz Chisholm for that. They really are, and they obviously will need him for the postseason as well. So, looking at like the long term outlook, I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, that he can in fact avoid surgery, doesn't need the surgery, and can come back at some point this year because I'm pretty sure surgery would pretty much ultimately end his season. So just hope he doesn't need to get that. Hope he's back soon. But in the meantime, the guys that are here need to step up. Simple as that.
2 starts so far for Will Warren have been rocky. The first start, which was in Philly, the Yankees ended up pulling that one out, but his last start, they were very much unlucky in that front. So they'll start out with the White Sox lineup, and Nicky Lopez will lead off. Hopefully,
This is
by
a
this
game that
start,
Warren could really use to really fix things up against
yes,
the White Sox
it's
because
either
he
go
had
ahead.
a little bit of a struggle against Philly. He gave up that home run, settled down later in that outing, but his last outing, I honestly I forgot who it was against, but a couple games ago, I think it was actually the Angels. I could be wrong about that, but whoever it was against, it was rough. It was rough. So this is the game for him to kind of get right, figure things out. And who knows? Maybe he can figure it out and become a long-term option in the rotation down the road. Me personally, these first 2 starts were very not encouraging, so I'm not feeling too good about it long term. But don't want to look into all that stuff right now. We can just focus on this game at hand and just
Yeah.
give us a good outing. That's all we need.
So he's doing a 1-2 count to Nicky Lopez, and pitch is down in the dirt. Count is 2-2. Lopez hitting 243 on
Yeah,
the year.
you're about one pitch ahead. You're about one
Yeah.
pitch ahead of me. So that's where it's at. So if I had to guess, maybe like 10, 15 seconds apart. Maybe even less than that.
Yeah, when my brother arrives, we're gonna switch that up. That way, we're all on the same wavelength. I'm at a 3-2 count. Lopez, the pitch coming in and fouled away. We'll do it again.
One thing you really don't want to see, you don't want to see them walk hitters because they really had that problem yesterday where they were walking a lot of guys. You don't want to see more of that. You want to see them put these guys away and attack them.
Very true. The pitch grounded to second base. Gleyber Torres makes the play. That's one away. All right, here comes the little switcheroo. What's going on, everybody? Hope all is well. As the Yankees, obviously, what's up to Dylan? What's up to everybody in the chat? Hit that like button if you haven't already. So, Diva Princess Luca is the brains of the outfit. I guess I am. I decided to quickly change into this black shirt, but the pitch from Warren is outside and low to Robert Jr. Count is 1-0. Robert Jr. hitting 199 on the season. Count is 1-0. The pitch to Robert is in there for a called strike. Count is 1-1, just hitting the outside corner. Robert on the season, 12 home runs, 27 RBIs with an OPS of 656. 1-1 pitch is just downstairs. Count is 2-1.
Not sure where he went. Definitely interesting that he's gone. Hopefully he'll be back very soon.
Sorry about that. I didn't even know.
In the meantime, Robert fouls it back. It's 2-2.
I'm back. If you
He's
didn't
back.
see me.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like, I was just plugging my charger. Sometimes the extender tends to unplug for whatever reason, kicks me out of the stream, so I apologize for that. But Robert strikes out, and that'll bring up former Yankee Andrew Benintendi. hitting 214 on the
Big
season. With
strikeout there for Warren.
huge strikeout. Pitch to Benintendi is outside. Count is 1-0. Aaron Judge looking on the 1-0 pitch as Benintendi takes outside. Count is 2-0. This is what, Warren's third game?
Yes. This is his third start.
Benintendi fouls that off. Count is 2-1. Alex was just on here, and we made a little switcheroo because I literally just came back from work. I decided to put on a nice shirt. But the count is 2-1 with 2 outs. The pitch on the way from Warren to Benintendi swung on a miss. Count is 2-2. 87 going down and in on Benintendi. He decided to chase. Count is 2-2.
That was a good curveball right there from Warren. Stuff looks good early.
Pitches downstairs. Count is full 3-2. Are you kind of surprised at the massive regression that we've seen Andrew Benintendi take?
Honestly, no. I didn't think what he was gonna do when he was with Kansas City and then the Yankees for about like 20 games. I didn't think that was sustainable. I didn't, because his power was gone, and in this day and age, contact hitters never last. So now, did I think he was going to be hitting 214 at this stage of the year? No, but I wasn't really expecting much. You know, I was not exactly losing sleep over the fact that we didn't re-sign him.
Right.
So
neither was
I didn't really expect more out of him, to be honest. Yeah, he looked good that year that he was a Yankee for about a month, but I didn't think it was really sustainable considering his power drop off from his years in Boston. So honestly, I'm not too surprised that he's dropped off significantly.
So Andrew Benintendi is on with a 2-out double, as this will now bring up the designated hitter for the White Sox, and that being Andrew Vaughn.
You know, we were just talking about Benintendi's fall off, but he has been hitting a lot better over the past couple weeks. He started to figure it out a little bit. It is on the White Sox, though, so does it mean a whole lot?
No. Count is 0-1 to Andrew Vaughn, hitting 241 on the season. The pitch is downstairs. Count is 1-1. Andrew Benintendi Armin brings up a point, has the White Sox highest paid contract of all time. White Sox and A's are the only teams not to put out an $100 million contract ever.
Really? I did not know that.
Outside. You were saying, Dylan?
I said I did not know that about the White Sox.
You know,
they've had Hall of Fame talent. They've had
That's
Hall of
true.
Fame talent. They've had Frank Thomas, Paul Konerko, you know, even guys like AJ Pierzynski even on their franchise for a while. You know, guys like that. This day and age, those guys are easily making $100 million.
Popped in the left field. Verdugo comes in and makes the catch. That'll end the inning with one runner left stranded. The Yankees are up 1-0. And it's funny to me because obviously the A's, we know they're cheap and all that. They're going through a little ownership thing right now. And obviously they're pending a move to Las Vegas. Also, Jacob brings up another good player, Mark Burley, during his time. He pitched a perfect game with the Chicago White Sox. And, you know, their owner is the same as the Chicago Bulls owner, and that's Jerry Reinsdorf. And I'm surprised he hasn't
another good player, too. They had Chris Sale. They had Chris Sale for 7 years, something like that, 7, 8 years. Obviously, he left when he, first hit free agency, but the White Sox weren't willing to pay him. And we know how good he's been his whole career.
Exactly.
You know, obviously he had a little bit of a downturn from 2022 to 2023, but he's really figured it out this year. And though he's at the end of his career, he's had a pretty damn good career for the most part.
Absolutely. So. And obviously, Chris Sale being traded for Yohan Moncada, and obviously that trade didn't work out for the White Sox.
But it worked out well for Boston. They won a World Series next year.
They won a World Championship out of it. And Chris Sale closed the final game of the World Series.
Exactly. It worked well for them. That's
Jacob asked.
You look at the Red Sox, that you go from making that good move of getting Chris Sale, and then the very next year you make a dumb decision of not signing Mookie Betts long term.
Yep, so, and you trade him big time.
One good move for another bad move.
Exactly. I mean, I guess in their perspective, they won a world championship out of it, so who cares? But anyways, I just want to get to Jacob's comment real quick. What was your thoughts on the Reddick situation? I think it is faulty on both sides. A non-baseball topic, but I just wanted to answer that. I think it's faulty on both sides. I think Reddick is being a bit of a jerk or a prick. But I also think the Jets took on a major problem because they didn't re-sign Bryce Huff. If they re-signed Bryce Huff, we're not in this scenario. And there's obviously the Jets changing media stories, changing, did he want a long-term extension? Was he okay with playing in his contract? The Jets changing stories multiple times, and they just look flat out silly. But there's more on that later. But as Gleyber Torres takes a ball outside, count is 1-0.
All the talk this year about the Yankees has, of course, been Aaron Judge, but Juan Soto is easily having the best season of his career right now too,
Oh
and
yeah,
he's on track for like probably like 44, 45 home runs, and if he can really get red hot, find a way to even get close to 50. I don't think he's gonna get 50. It's a little bit
right.
of a wild one for him to get to 50, but I wouldn't like rule it out either with the way he's swinging the bat lately. We know how good this guy can be when he's on, and we're seeing it right now. I mean, he's been unreal. The 3 home runs last night, the home run in the first at bat today. I
Yeah,
mean, he's locked in, and having Judge and Soto locked in together at the same time, oh, that'll be huge for the final stretch of the season and into the playoffs. Because when
that's
they're on their game, it's arguably the
yeah, absolutely. And Soto's obviously going to be earning his big contract in free agency. Obviously, the question remains whether Hal's going to pay it. As Gleyber Torres fouls it off, count is still remaining at 2-2. But $600 million plus 60 million. He's probably going to try to fight for a contract similar to Otani. This one is chopped to third,
he's gonna
played nice
make
in there,
something
fires, and they
very
get
similar to what Mike Trout got.
yeah, very much so.
Like I was saying, Soto's gonna get something very similar to what Trout got. That's what I
Right.
think is gonna happen. He's gonna get a contract very similar. You know, it, maybe even more money. But if we remember when Trout signed his contract a few years ago, it's very very soon.
Yeah, very much so. Trent Grisham takes the plate for the New York Yankees. He takes a called strike. Count is 0-1.
Grisham's gonna see a lot more playing time now with Jazz on the shelf.
In your honest opinion, do you think Jazz Chisholm is going to miss the rest of the regular season?
I don't think he'll miss the rest of the regular season, but I don't think he comes back until close to the very end of it. If the timeline really is going to be 3 to 4 weeks, or if they really don't need to get him surgery, then maybe he will return this season. But at the same time, if they ended up saying he was going to miss the rest of the season, would I be surprised? No. UCL
Exactly.
injuries are not exactly one you can mess with, and at the end of the day, you do have Chisholm next year. You will have him next
Right.
year because he's under team control for a couple more years, if I'm not mistaken. So you'll have him around next year. So you don't want to risk his health. You don't. And I've been a person that's always said, oh, go all in. If you're able to somewhat play,
Right.
then play this that. But you know, with a guy like him, with how much potential he has, I mean, you don't want to mess around with that. And you still have Judge and Soto, and as long as you have Judge and Soto in the lineup, you still have a great chance. You do. It's just true.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's like with the UCLs, you don't want to mess with what Jason Dominguez had to go through last year. And as well, obviously, Anthony Volpe taking the play count as 1-0. The Yankees still have Jason Dominguez down in AAA right now. I know some people say, he's still trying to, get on a hot streak or whatever, and this, that, and the third. But it's just interesting that the Yankees haven't even called them up yet. I mean, are they going to wait till September? Who knows?
I think
Pitching
at this rate they're going to. And I've been somebody that's wanted him up for a while because, I don't like seeing Verdugo leading off. I
no,
do not. And, you know, has Grisham been fine for the past few months? Yeah, he's been fine, but ideally you don't want him logging at bats every single day. You
absolutely.
want to play your best guys. You need to keep Grisham around because his glove is that good. So you got to keep him around, but ideally you don't want him always hitting. He hasn't been a good hitter all for most of the year. He's been better of late, sure, but he hasn't been a good hitter most of the year. It's just true. Verdugo obviously has not been very good at all, especially since June. I don't really see why they're holding him up. Maybe it's the whole service time manipulation thing that I've been hearing about, which, okay, I guess. But at the same time, if they're going to rely on Dominguez for the playoffs, I would like to see him up here. I would.
Exactly.
If they're gonna rely on him in the postseason, I would like him up here to kind of get a feel for the bigs again because it's been so long and just, you know, get us prepared. I want to play our best guys and really go all in.
Volpe pops out to right to end the inning. No runners, no errors, no hits. No, and as we head to the bottom of the second, excuse me, still Yankees up 1-0.
Speaking of Volpe, he's been really struggling again. I think now it's one for his last 22. He's
Alex,
like he's had one of the weirdest, or 1 for 24. So he's had one of the weirdest sophomore seasons I think I've ever seen, to be honest with you, because he started off the year really good. Was arguably like a top 5 shortstop in the American League to start the year. Was playing really well. Was playing consistent. Looked like our new leadoff hitter. Then just totally hit a wall when the rest of the team did. The All-Star break comes. He looks really good again. I'm thinking maybe he's going to figure it out in the bottom half of the order this time. And now he's just really back into another big slide. I
mm-hmm.
mean, you want this guy to be consistent. You really do.
Exactly.
And it kind of sucks that he's still struggling to be a consistent bat. I want him to be someone that can be consistent on a night in and night out basis.
Do you think there's a specific spot where he's best in the lineup, or do you think he's been inconsistent wherever you put him?
Well, he's been inconsistent in most places this year, but if I was the one designing the lineup, I'm batting him ninth. I'm batting him ninth. He's looked the most comfortable there, even though maybe the results haven't always been perfect. He's looked the most comfortable there, and just his skill set kind of molds for a good 9 hitter, kind of like a double leadoff, if you will, a guy who's not good enough to lead off, but has like leadoff capabilities, if you will. Like he's got the skill set to be a leadoff hitter, but he's not exactly good enough to be a leadoff hitter. So I would bat him ninth. Personally, I would, but again, I'm not the manager. Aaron Boone and Cashman are the ones who are designing this lineup, but then again, they also are putting Verdugo leading off for some freaking
Exactly.
reason. So that I'll never understand, but we'll just see what happens. But bottom line, I would put Volpe in the 9 hole. And that's not even trying to like disrespect Volpe either. It's just
Right.
I think that's the spot he should be in. I think that's where he looks the most comfortable and can be the most effective in.
Call strike to Gavin Sheets as the count is 0-1. The pitch on the way from Warren is downstairs 1-1. Yeah, it's almost like second leadoff hitter, should I say? It's almost like second leadoff hitter when you're down in the
That's what
ninth.
I'm saying. Like it's a double leadoff effect a little bit. It's like I said, he's not exactly good enough to be a leadoff hitter right now. Maybe it's just because he's young and he was kind of thrown into the fire and he's been kind of tasked with figuring out the big leagues without any minor league stints, kind of just like figure it out, which
Yeah.
is fine. That's a perfectly fine strategy, by the way. There are people who probably would wish he was in the minor leagues at some point, but I think doing the strategy of doing that is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Some guys
Mm-hmm.
it benefits from, some guys it just doesn't work out. And if it doesn't work out, then at that point you just think about moving on. But it's obviously too soon to think about that with Volpe. It's just, you know, you want to see him be consistent because we want to win this year. And having an
Absolutely.
inconsistent bat in the lineup is going to hurt you down the stretch. I mean, we saw what teams were doing to Judge just a few weeks ago. I mean, teams are literally walking him because the guys behind him are just not intimidating enough. And at that point, it's like we need more consistency. And you could argue that Cashman should have done more at the deadline, and I would agree with a lot of those. But
I apologize, Dylan, but I'm afraid the White Sox have tied this game. A home run to left
mm,
field by Gavin Sheets, as the White Sox have even this game at 1. A fastball over the outside corner, driven opposite field.
yep, I just seen it now on my end. Gavin Sheets is a guy who entered this series as one of the worst hitters in baseball this year, and he has been torturing the Yankees this series. I don't know what it is, but he has really tortured them.
Seems so typical almost.
And the
But
problem I have with that pitch from Will Warren is the location. You do not
yeah,
want it up in the zone to a guy that hits high pitches well. You don't want to do that. And especially on a full count, too, when you know the guy's looking for something to hit, don't throw him one up in the zone. Get him on the ground, get him to hit one low. If he gets one to a gap, it's fine. Just keep him in the ballpark.
Miguel Vargas takes count is currently 2-0.
And obviously, you can't expect Will Warren to be perfect right now because it's only his
Right.
third big league start. At the same time, though, his minor league numbers were not encouraging. I know a lot of people have tried to tell me that the stats are inflated in AAA, and people are hitting the ball all over the place. I get it, but at the same time, we can't just look at those numbers and be like, oh, well, it's just because the minor leagues everyone's hitting the ball. We can't
Right.
necessarily only attribute it to that. Maybe it's the case for him. I'll admit I haven't watched him a whole lot in the minor leagues, so I really can't be the one to really speak that. But what I can say is, don't look for an excuse for him.
Exactly.
We need to see him deliver here because he's someone who was honestly he was going to be probably the fifth starter if it wasn't for Luis Gil's rise to prominence.
That's right.
So we need him to be consistent. I understand he's a rookie. I understand it's 3 starts, and you don't want to, draw a conclusion to a guy who's only made 3 starts. But at the same time, we don't need to also act like he's definitely going to end up panning out long term if it's not looking good to start. You know,
Exactly.
because there are a lot of pitchers. We've had pitchers that have panned out. For example, Clark Schmidt, Luis Gil. Those are guys that have panned out. They've been good for us. There's probably other guys, from before, even like Jordan Montgomery. You could say he panned out. He had good years with us. It's not like he was bad. These types of guys did pan out. There are other guys that didn't pan out, like David Garcia, Chance Adams, guys like that. It happens. We can't find an excuse for everybody. I'm sorry, we can't.
Exactly.
So I'm not trying to rag on Will Warren. I understand that
No, I know.
he's young and he could figure it out, and it is just one home run at the end of the day. But you don't want to see him continue to give him the long ball because he seemed to struggle with that a lot.
Yeah.
So
Dominic Fletcher fouls it off, count is 0-2, and Warren is one of the top Yankee prospects, so it's not like he's propped up for no reason. He's propped up with like some hype. Obviously, pitched very well in Somerset. Really hasn't translated to Scranton. The pitch on the way is chopped to the first base side, played there by DJ LeMahieu for the second out. So that will bring up the catcher Chucky Robinson for the White Sox. That almost sounds like a generated name when you play MLB The Show or 2K. Obviously MLB 2K11 back in the day, or 2K13, whatever your choice was. Hitting 167 on the season. This is his 8th game. Warren deals pitches outside 1-0. And Jacob also says Justice Sheffield was the Yankee prospect that didn't work out. Not necessarily. We traded him for James Paxton.
we did trade him, but if I'm not mistaken, he was up in the bigs for a little bit, and it wasn't pretty. So.
No. So
there's definitely other guys that I haven't thought about that either did pan out or didn't pan out. I sometimes I just cannot think too far back. But
right.
My point is that not every pitching prospect pans out. Just because they're talked about a lot doesn't necessarily mean they're definitely going to pan out. You know what I mean? We got to be realistic. We can be optimistic, and that's fine, but we got to be realistic at the same time. If his numbers elsewhere are not pretty, it's the sample we have. It's what we have to make a a statement about him on. We can't just assume that it'll definitely change because I heard he's supposed to be good though. We said that about a lot of guys. We have.
That's true.
So, take it with a grain of salt and see if the results actually show up on the baseball field.
Like that one, a nice sinker ball from Warren with some
And
nice.
I'm about to see it, but I see it on this game day thing here, so I'm about to see what that looks like. But a strikeout is definitely encouraging, and that was a very good pitch. And if I'm not mistaken, did he pump that up to 95?
That was 95. He does give up the home run though, so it is 1-1 at the end of 2.
He pumped that up to 95, and that's what I like. I like to see that a little bit more. Because if I'm not mistaken, that Angels start, there was a lot of 91s, 92s, and I'm sorry, but that's not going to cut it this day and age. It's not.
Yeah.
You got to be able to overpower some guys with your fastball and put away hitters with your off-speed stuff. You have to be able to do it. He's a rookie. I'll give him a chance to figure it out. I'm not gonna, close the door on him just yet. I would hate to be that guy, but you know, I will admit I'm not high on him. I think he could have been traded this year. Probably should have, but he's here. I'm gonna root for him. I want him to pitch well. So, show me what you got. Simple as that.
What's up to Man Cave? He says, "What's good, fellas? Please smash that like button, like, share, and subscribe. Great job to the Almighty panel. What's up to Man Cave? Appreciate all the support from you guys and Man Cave as well." Obviously, Alex is going to have a couple of giant videos coming out soon. His roster bubble series, I'm sure, will continue as we're getting closer and closer to football season. But even he's probably going to continue with the Yankee videos as well. We're going to continue with the Yankee streams as long as they make the postseason as well.
Well, we should hope. We should very well think that they would make the postseason. I think it would be
Exactly.
pretty remarkable if they find a way to miss it. I mean, of course, we can't, assume they're definitely going to be in the postseason. Anything can freaking happen. But
Exactly.
Let's just hope that they don't actually blow it. What's remarkable, really, is that they've had the best record in baseball, despite having that terrible, terrible summer.
Exactly.
Terrible. I mean, one of the worst summers I think I've ever witnessed the Yankees have, if we're being honest. I'm sure there's definitely other years out there, but you guys got to remember I'm a youngin, so
right. We both are.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how old you are, but you're obviously not that old, so you've definitely, seen a lot of success only as a Yankees fan.
Yeah.
Because I'm only 22, so
I'm only going to be 21 next week, so it's a little bit younger.
You're actually younger than me. Wow.
Yes, I am.
I honestly wouldn't have guessed that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I found that out when you graduated college, and I saw that you graduated. I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely younger. But DJ LeMahieu takes a pitch outside, count is 1-0. He's still getting at bats for whatever reason.
Yeah, even though I graduated college recently, I'm still very young. Still very young. Only literally just turned 22 just a month ago. So
pitch is a called strike from the cutter from Davis Martin. Count is 1-1. From the stretch is Martin. Instead, inside is the catcher, and LeMahieu just ducks out of the way of that. Count is 2-1.
But yeah, I definitely wouldn't have guessed you guys were younger. I didn't think you guys were old people, obviously, but I didn't think
of course.
I thought if I had to guess, I would have said like 24. Maybe that's just because you guys sound very mature for your guys' age, which is a good thing though.
Yeah. DJ LeMahieu grounds it to second. Fields fires. They just get the out at first, and 2 gone, as that will bring up Alex Verdugo. Whereas the thing is with DJ LeMahieu, he's had, like, if you look at the percentages, a lot of his, this goes back to even when he was playing well when he won the batting title. A lot of his hits were ground balls, but it's just like most of them are outs now. It's just like weak ground balls. It's not like, oh, it's a hot shot through the infield. It's going to get into center field or the outfield. But
yeah, I don't think anyone really is expecting more of LeMahieu at this point. I think a lot of Yankee fans have kind of just, I don't want to say accepted. It sounds like a bit of a weird term to call it for DJ, but kind of just taken in the fact that he's not going anywhere this year. So
exactly,
we're just going to have to stick with him through, and just hope that despite the horrible numbers he's got, that he can just find a way to be productive for a little bit of time. He's had, it would be stupid of myself to not acknowledge that he's been hitting a little bit better over the past couple of weeks. He has, but it's still not great. 196 and OPS well below, almost below 500 is not very good. So obviously he's only going to be a bench guy the rest of the year. What I do wonder, though, about first base, as I see on the thing, Verdugo strikes out, which I don't know why he's getting the most at-bats on the team. I will not understand it. That's a conversation I will hold for after I make my first base point. But, with first base and stuff, Rizzo's coming back pretty soon, or supposed to be coming back pretty soon. I would, if I were to guess, maybe by September he's back. What do they do with Ben Rice? Do you think they should keep him at first base, or does Rizzo take that job back?
I don't think Rizzo has any merit to keep that job, honestly. I think Rice has proven enough, in my opinion, to where, like, okay, you can carry on with him at first base. He's been,
Mhm.
I think let's look at the basic. I'm going to look at the basic numbers for Rice. Hitting 191, okay, he's going through a little bit of a slump, but I
Well,
think there's more
I
potential than
I
what
will
he's.
I will interject and say a little bit of a slump is, a little more than a little bit. Since July 10th, he's
Yeah,
hitting like 120, which is pretty bad, and he struck out like over 30% of the time. Now, I'm not saying Rizzo was great. Obviously, he was horrible before he got hurt and stuff like that. But I do wonder if a minor league stint for Rice might be in order at some point. If he's gonna continue, I mean, it seems like now he's kind of pressing a little bit at the plate. Yeah, he had that hot start. He looked good at off rip, and I'm not saying he can't be good, down the road. No, he definitely
right.
can. He's shown that he can be a productive player, and he's had good at bats. But over the past month, I will admit it's been a little rough with him. It's been
Yeah,
rough. He's had a couple good moments, but when you look at the larger size of it, it hasn't been pretty. And Rizzo obviously was really bad for, pretty much all season except April, and then he got hurt and it was kind of just like, okay, well, here comes Ben Rice, so we're going to be fine. And Ben Rice was good, so it was like, oh, we got our first baseman now. All right, bye-bye Rizzo. But as time has gone on, it's kind of like, okay, well, Rice is really pressing now and really
yeah,
starting to kind of hit a wall. And, something I've noticed too is his playing time starting to decrease too.
yeah,
Obviously, that could just be part of the fact that they don't want to always play a rookie right now, which is fine. But I think part of that issue is also because he's struggling. So,
yeah.
you're not going to play a guy who's constantly giving you bad results. And, you know, at the end of the day, whatever the Yankees end up doing, first base is still going to be an issue. Just
Yeah,
being honest, it's still going to be an issue the rest of the year because while Ben Rice can be someone good, this year it's going to be an up and down battle, and you can't really expect him to just go crazy in the playoffs, especially.
exactly.
So, it's still going to be a problem one way or the other, whether they end up giving Rizzo the job back or whether Rice maintains that starting spot. But either way, I mean, I think we can both agree that first base in general has just been a complete disaster this year,
Right.
which is pretty bad considering that first base is supposed to be one of your power positions. That's supposed to be
Oh
one of
yeah,
your spots where your guy is one of your best hitters or one of your best power hitters at the very bare minimum. You look at all good teams across the league and their first baseman is always up there in the leaderboards in every major offensive category. Meanwhile, for the Yankees, their first basemen are basically all at the bottom. Like almost
exactly.
every so I think we can at least agree on that that's a major problem. But back to the Rizzo point to kind of wrap that up a little bit. I think Rizzo's going to end up with the job again. I do. I feel like they're going to give him the playing time.
It
And
wouldn't surprise me.
will I agree with it? I don't know if I would necessarily agree with it, but I think he's getting that playing time. I think he's going to get that spot. I don't know if they're going to get. I don't know if they're necessarily going to play Rizzo on the bench. I don't know if they want to do that.
I think he's got to somewhat earn it. I mean,
I don't
like,
disagree. I do think he
yeah,
needs to earn it a little bit, but at the same time, I don't think they're just gonna want to play him off the bench, considering what they have. They are expecting more out of him. I don't
exactly.
think they want to have him in a bench role, considering they're already doing that to LeMahieu. I don't know if they want to do that. So we'll see what happens ultimately, and whichever one they do, like I said, it's still going to be an issue at first base no matter what.
Right,
It's not like you're kind of like picking between two poisons, so
right.
it's kind of just whatever happens, I guess. But we'll see. It's not like Rizzo's coming back next week, so we have time to
Oh
formulate
yeah.
that because it's going to be a couple weeks at the bare minimum that he makes his return. But with everything pointing to him possibly returning very soon, I think it's something we need to start thinking about a little bit. And I think it puts more pressure on Rice to really get going.
Oh yeah, definitely. Count is 1-2 here to Nicky Lopez. This previous ball was bounced in the dirt. 1 out after the strikeout. Warren kicks and delivers. The pitch is bounced in the dirt. It is 2-2. Lopez on the season hitting 242 with an OPS of 605. The pitch. This one's chopped to the first base side. Played there by LeMay, who fires and gets the out at first. So it'll be 2 gone. Jonathan, what's up? Says as long as we don't have another blowout. I'm hoping so too, Jonathan. I'm hoping so too. I'm not sure if I'll be pulling through September 14th. Armin says, fuck, I'm old. I'm 38. Yes, Armin, the Mets fan, has seen a lot of mediocre Mets baseball. Well, Robert, did he go around? He did not. Count as 1-0. I'll actually be at the Mets game tomorrow with Armand as they play the Oakland Athletics. 1-0 pitch is chopped foul. Count as 1-1.
Pretty soon we'll be calling the Oakland Athletics just the Athletics for a couple years.
Exactly. It just makes no sense. How do you
They
call?
I guess they don't want to adopt the Sacramento name, so
Yeah, I guess they think it would just be too temporary, but I still think it's ridiculous.
they're just going to be the Athletics with no city affiliated. All right then.
1-1 pitch to Robert, and fastball blazes past the outside corner and gets past the bat of Robert as he swings and misses. Count as 1-2.
He's locating a lot better. He's locating a lot better.
1-2, chopped to the third base side, backhanded by Cabrera. He fields, he fires, he will not get the speedy Robert, and that ball gets away from LeMahieu as he tried to pick it, but he missed. They tag Robert just in case, but he was in the baseline the entire time, never made a turn towards second, so he will stay at first with the hit.
Yeah, that's just bad luck. I mean, you can't really do much to get him out there. He runs really well.
Nice play by Cabrera, regardless, trying to get back in the hole, but he would be safe. But luckily, Robert didn't notice the ball got away, or else he would advance to second. So coming up is the former Yankee Andrew Benintendi, who had a double in his last plate appearance. Two outs, runner on first, a 1-1 game. Warren with 56 pitches already. Warren from the stretch, he goes for the pickoff move as Robert slides right back into first. Pitch, runner goes, throw to second from Wells. He is out. Robert gets caught stealing at second, and that'll end the inning for the White Sox. We head to the top of the fourth. It is 1-1.
Wells has really improved defensively behind the plate as the year's gone on. And
I
you really
think
like
he
to
has
see it. We
too.
obviously have seen him improve with the bat, but something that isn't getting talked about as much as his defense is improving.
And I think his arm, I think one of the, if I'm not mistaken, remember from last year and years before, his big kind of weakness, I would say, was his arm strength. But I think that's only gotten better as the season has
Yeah.
progressed. And obviously,
It helps when you get experience and you throw it a lot more. It helps, but definitely, I definitely am noticing some improved results from him.
And it also
And I want
helps
to
as
see it
well
continue.
that what was I going to say? Jose Trevino wasn't playing as well before he got hurt. Every hitter ever was, or every base runner ever was running on him.
Yeah,
His
and that's
run
another
was
guy that was hurt. That you know, I don't think he earns that job back. I think Wells needs to maintain the starting position at catcher. I really do. I mean, Trevino obviously platinum glove winner, works well with pitchers, but Wells has simply been the better player this year. He just has.
oh yeah.
He's been better offensively and defensively. I don't know what happened with Trevino. Maybe he got the yips or something, but he couldn't throw anybody out. Couldn't throw anyone out, and teams were just jumping on it every single time. So I think you have to continue playing Wells, and Wells has shown a lot of durability. He's been catching a lot. I know that can be, take a lot of strain on him. I'm sure when Trevino comes back, Wells will probably sit some games just to kind of rest his legs a little bit for catching so much. But once that phase is past us, then I think Wells needs to just stay starting. He needs to.
Exactly. 100%. As they're looking at the highlights of Juan Soto, obviously hitting 4 home runs in the past 2 games, 3 home runs last night. His first 3-homer game as a major leaguer. He has homered in 4 straight at bats. The first Yankee to do that since the 1977 World Series, with Reggie Jackson doing the honors. As Soto's first pitch, he takes downstairs. Count is They're shifting to the right for Soto, leaving the third base gap a little bit left vacant. 1-0 in there for a call. Strike count is 1-1. Soto 308, 34 home runs, 87 RBIs, and an OPS over 1,000 pitches outside, 2-1. Jacob says, Dylan, when you think about it, look at how inconsistent Wells was before Trevino got hurt. Rice needs full-time playing time.
Well, you know, I won't disagree that Rice needs more time, to kind of get used to MLB reps, but at the same time, if he's going to consistently struggle, if those slump he's in is going to continue, where's the justification in playing him every day?
Exactly.
Where's the justification in that? Other than, oh, he needs big league reps to kind of get ready. I don't personally see a massive justification in playing a guy that's consistently struggling.
Exactly.
I don't. And, I'm not trying to knock on Rice because I like him a lot. I think he can be a very serviceable option in the future for the Yankees. But I speak of it how it is. He's struggling. So something's got to give.
Exactly. And the Yankees are in win now mode, so they need like immediate production at the position, as this was fouled off as Miguel Vargas nearly went into the netting on the left side. So the count remains count goes to 3-2 with Soto. Martin from the stretch delivers to the big left-hander, and Soto fouls this one off to stick around. Count is 3-2. Soto's like, okay, he had the little nod to Davis Martin saying, I got your pitch now. Pitch as Soto chops this one, chases over the outside corner and grounds to second. That is the first out of the inning. So Soto chases what could have been ball 4, and that'll be the first out of the inning as Aaron Judge will come up to the plate. Judge having another monster season. And there was one ridiculous argument I saw on Twitter, Dylan, and that was, Aaron Judge. They were making it, obviously it's Aaron Judge for Bob versus Bobby Witt, who's having a phenomenal season for the Royals, and he's obviously in the conversation as well. It's mano y mano, and somebody was like, "Oh well, if Bobby Witt was in Yankee Stadium, he'd hit this many home runs. If Judge was in Kauffman Stadium, he'd hit this many home runs." And I'm like,
yeah, I had this conversation actually with a group of IRL friends literally just yesterday about it, and someone had said, "Oh, Judge plays at Yankee Stadium, and that's why he has so many homers." Well, I'll be here to tell you right now, Judge has 42 home runs, with his home games at Yankee Stadium, and if his home games were anywhere else, he would have 42 home runs. All of his home runs are not cheapies. He doesn't, abuse that short porch or anything like that.
exactly.
And he's that good of a hitter. And if anything, his home run numbers and his splits on the road are arguably better than at Yankee Stadium.
Exactly.
So at that point, why are we making that kind of argument? Bobby Witt is a fantastic player. I think he's going to be a fantastic player for a very long time, all that stuff. But the MVP race and stuff is not close right now. Aaron Judge has that by a mile. By a mile. It would take a massive drop-off from Judge and a massive surge from Witt for him to overtake Judge. It would. Judge is on track to break his own record and possibly win the Triple Crown and have one of the highest WRC pluses of all time and have one of the highest OPSs in a single season of all time. He's basically on track to do everything best ever. So I don't know how it's close. I don't
think it is either.
You can even make an argument that Soto is arguably above Witt at the moment. You could.
Right.
You could make the argument. If you said the other way around, I'll live with it. But you can make an argument for Soto above him too. You can.
1-1 pitch to Wells. He squares, and he's going to get this one down the line and a base hit. Nice piece of hitting by Austin Wells to bunt, where
He laid down the bunt. Nice.
Where they say hit him where they ain't, and that's what Austin Wells did. And he is now on first with a 2-out bunt single, as this will bring up Gleyber Torres. And I think Armin asked, would Jazz Chisholm be the second baseman every day next year? And I would say yes to that.
He should.
I think he should. Jazz Chisholm definitely should be, because we know Gleyber Torres is not going to come back. So I think that's where Jazz will be next year. Props to him though for trying to play third, a position he's never played at a professional level. Props to him for that.
Gleyber Torres takes a call. Strike count is 0-1 on the curveball.
I know it's a tough transition for a lot of big league players.
Yeah, well, it was Luca. His first day at third was when we were in Philly, right?
It was. So he was fouled off by Torres. Count is 0-2.
I mean, Jazz can play 2-3 positions. Gleyber can't play any. That's just my my shot at Gleyber Torres.
I like that one. That was good.
Count is 0-2. Wells off of first. The pitch and going for the pickoff actually steps off as Wells goes back to first. So it's 2 outs, 0-2 count to Gleyber Torres from Davis Martin.
Most random name ever, Davis Martin.
Pitch is down to the dirt.
I for one was kind of surprised that Gleyber Torres wasn't moved at the deadline, to be honest. I mean, it sounds crazy, but after they traded for Jazz, I thought Gleyber was for sure on the move. I was very surprised to see him still here, and it's been a rough year for him. He's had, a couple good stretches this year, but similar to what I was talking about with the first basemen and stuff, Gleyber's here, so got to just hope that he provides when we need him to. So
this will probably likely be obviously the last season that he is a Yankee. I think
it's almost a guarantee that this is his last season as a Yankee. Obviously, I'm not Gleyber Torres' agent, so I can't predict that. But at the end of the day, I don't really see how the two sides can make an agreement that makes sense, especially when you have to bring back Soto and how Steinbrenner said he wants to cut payroll. I don't see how you're going to do it.
And I think, honestly, go ahead, Alex.
My opinion when it comes to Hal saying he needs to cut payroll and stuff, he should just shut his mouth about that. Like, just like seriously, like why? If you're going to be
trying to play some leverage,
a very much like owner that's like low key, and you're not necessarily doing the right thing right now.
Nice diving catch here by Dominic Fletcher to end the inning. I hate to interrupt, but beautiful catch.
That is a web jam.
I mean, you're sitting here trying to invest in NASCAR.
That's true. The Hal Steinbrenner and the Yankees are trying to invest in NASCAR, according to Dale Earnhart Jr. But
really, I did not know about that. What?
They're
trying to be like Jordan.
They just like other ventures. I mean, they have AC Milan, they have NASCAR. But the point is, as well, I think for Gleyber Torres, his own sake, he's better off in a small market. Like Miami, I think would have been perfect for him.
It would have. And, they definitely could have went ahead and got, seeing the haul that came with Tanner Scott, maybe not. But before that, I thought maybe you could have moved Gleyber and maybe another minor league arm to go get Tanner Scott. I didn't think he'd cost the haul that the Padres gave up, which is a little absurd. But before that, I would have thought that. I would have even thought maybe they could have packaged Jazz and Tanner together with a bigger package. That could have been something. I honestly could have seen that. But it didn't happen, obviously. At least we landed Jazz, but now he's on the IL. So, you know what I mean? And seeing what happened with the bullpen additions, too, I think it disappoints it a little more. I mean, De Los Santos literally got DFA'd today. So, that didn't last very long. And Mark Leiter has an ERA in the 6s as a Yankee. I have confidence Leiter can turn it around because he's got good strikeout stuff. But De Los Santos, I was not high on from the start because I had heard he was pretty bad as a Padre. And all Padres fans had said, this guy stinks. What do you know? He completely lost it against the White Sox out of all teams. So at that point, once they left him out there for that additional 8th inning, I knew he was getting DFA'd. I knew because they did the exact same thing with Dennis Santana earlier in the season when they just left him out there pretty much to die, getting absolutely shelled out there and then DFA'd the next day. That's what they do.
The Yankees are often victim of the two extremes. Either they try to bring in a bunch of scrubs and make them something they're not, or they try to overpay bullpen pieces like Chapman and
Zach Britton too.
Ottavino, Zach Britton.
Nice diving stop here by Torres. Fields fires and gets the out as Benintendi grounds out for the first out of the inning. Nice show.
Gleyber Torres makes those types of plays, but then he makes the routine ones look difficult.
Exactly.
I don't understand it.
When it comes to turning a double play.
He'll get the routine ground ball and have an issue with it, but he'll make a play like that where he just did, and you'll go, oh, this guy can field. But no. Then you watch him try to get a routine ground ball, and it's like heart palpitations. Like that one against Texas the other day when Holmes nearly blew the save. When he dropped down to one knee, I was like, what are you doing?
Andrew Vaughn up at the plate. The count is 0-1. The pitch from Warren is lifted into center field. Going back is Grissom. He had a bad jump. It goes all the way to the wall as Vaughn will head to second with a one-out double. Grisham went a little too far up, and then the ball went behind him.
Why this pisses me off, right? He was never getting that ball because that was to the wall. But you're gonna anyone who has played the game of baseball or understands strategy, please look at the route he took to that ball.
Your first steps are back.
What is he tapping his ear for? Who's in his ear? What? I don't.
Yeah, that was not a good route by Grisham at all. He stepped into his right and then turned around and gave himself a really just awful and awkward ankle.
Unfortunately, that's not the first time I've seen that. I've seen that with idiot Verdugo too. But Armand, I didn't know that about Jazz and Zach Gallen. But
you can look at that pitch too that Warren threw to Vaughn on that double, and that was not a good pitch. Sweeper, the right belt high in the zone. He's lucky that stayed in the ballpark, to be honest.
Alex, you didn't know that Jazz Chisholm was a part of those packages?
Not till now. Or I forgot about it very much. So
yeah, you probably forgot about it. So here's Gavin Sheets, who had a home run in the second inning to opposite field. His first opposite field home run of his career, mind you. Pitches inside, count is hitters count at 3-0.
Yeah, this is the one at bat where I'm okay with pitching around him a little bit. You got Miguel Vargas on deck, who's hitting 189. I mean, get rid of Sheets, who's been very good this series. Get past him. Whatever you do, just keep him in the ballpark. Get to the next guy, and hopefully get out of this inning.
Count is 3-1 on the sinker, just catching the bottom of the zone. Warren from the stretch delivers to Sheets, and this is lined foul down the right field line, and the count is full at 3-2.
What's up to Jeffrey, by the way?
Looking back at that pitch, Dylan, that pitch missed location.
Yeah.
That was the one that he gave up a home run.
Yep. He threw it up and away. You got to get that down and away. You cannot have it that high. You just can't.
Time is called by Gavin Sheets, so it'll remain 3-2. Warren, 65 pitches through 3 1/3 innings.
That Andrew Vaughn double, by the way, had a 90% catch probability.
Oh, fucking hell.
Base hit right field. Soto will pick it up as Vaughn will score, and it's 2-1 White Sox. Gavin Sheets with 2 RBIs.
Trent Grisham can go fuck himself. And by the way, I mentioned this in chat before. Jason Dominguez hit a home run tonight, and he's hitting 283 plus in AAA right now. But that's okay, guys.
Gavin Sheets continues to kill the Yankees right now.
As Dylan said earlier, when I logged on and Alex logged off temporarily, as LeMahieu barely made a play on the ball, Grisham is a guy you don't play every day. He does deserve some playing time because of the glove. When he usually, on his best days when his glove works, but he's not somebody you should play every day. And the problem is you don't have Jazz Chisholm. So right now it's Soto, Judge, and Grisham. You need Dominguez, in my opinion.
And Stanton's not even playing.
Exactly.
This is a rubber Stanton's game. Not going to play the field at all. So
yeah,
at
least gives you flexibility in the outfield, though. And I know they wanted to give Judge a rest day today, but this is the rubber game.
Well, I would argue against it only because, it is the White Sox. You should still be able to beat them without Stanton in the lineup. You really should. And on top of that, I don't want Stanton in the field because, he can't even run.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. No, listen, I was more on the campaign for just Stanton DH and then maybe.
Oh, yeah. And I get that. At the same time, though, I get why they've been trying to DH Judge because, you got to keep the guy healthy. clearly your biggest threat. And if you get him hurt, we don't want a repeat of last year. So, I get it. I reason with it. Because I honestly don't want Judge playing center field every day. I don't want him in center field. I want him in right field or left field, wherever. I don't want him in center field. Every time I watch him have to track down a deep fly ball, I cringe because I don't want to see him out there. It's just like I don't want him getting hurt, making a diving play or pulling something, running a ball, trying to track it down or crash into the wall or something like that. And plus, it's like, yeah, he's naturally – I'm pretty sure he was naturally a center fielder in the minor leagues. So, maybe he is more comfortable there. And he's looked fine there. It's not saying that he's been better. He's looked great there, obviously. But
this is a base hit down the right field line for Fletcher. Soto throws it in as Gavin Sheets moves to third. It's a 2-out single after the strikeout of Miguel Vargas. So Dominic Fletcher gets on with runners on the corners and 2 out.
See, the problem I have a little bit here with Warren is that he's throwing a little too many in the zone. I feel like he's not really mixing it up enough. I don't think he's really deceiving hitters at all. I think he's kind of just leaving everything pretty much in the upper quadrants of the zone. You need to get it lower. If you're gonna throw that sinker, it has to be lower. It has to. He got the ground ball, but it was hit hard enough to get by. And the same thing goes with the Sheets ball. Same thing. So you got to be able to get into the fielders and not hit hard. I think he's leaving it in the zone a little too much.
I mean, we are literally before it has good comment, Alex the agony on your face, and yes, Jeffrey, I did see the Judon trade, but we're literally playing a bunch of MLB The Show write-ups like Brooks Baldwin, Chucky Robinson,
college football 25 recruits.
Yes,
exactly.
Some reason we can't get these fucking guys out.
With all respect to the White Sox, I mean, they're obviously not very good. So losing these games and being in dogfights with them is not exactly ideal.
No.
And if you find a way to lose this series, then that is it's got to be a wake up call. I mean, the Verdugo quotes that he said the other night about that kind of angered me because it seemed like there was no sense of urgency. He was asked about whether that first loss of getting absolutely embarrassed really served as a wake-up call, and he was kind of just like, no, it happens. And same thing with this bunt. It happens. It happens. Like, no, those are bad mistakes. They're stupid mistakes on top of it. You got to be better than that.
Count is 2-0 to Chucky Robinson. The pitch is dots the outside corner for a called strike. Count is 2-1.
And I mean, I didn't see Verdugo's comments, but I saw the video that come up on my feed. And then I saw Aaron Boone's comments. Well, we had the right at bats. I'm like, well, you scored 2 runs. You definitely did not have the right at bats.
That's another thing because it's you set the guys up. You didn't cash them in. So how can you call that good at bats? I thought good at bats was setting it up and delivering and driving them in. Not driving them in doesn't necessarily make it a good at bat just because you got the bases loaded or you got second and third in less than 2 outs. No, you have to finish the job and at least score. When you don't score, like you just said, they scored 2 runs. So, against a team that's been the worst team in baseball on both sides of the ball. So,
runner goes, Wells throws to second. Now they got 2 runners in a rundown. As now they got Gavin Sheets in a rundown at third. So Cabrera's going to try to the plate, and they're going to tag out Sheets. So Gleyber Torres cut off long throw from second. He throws to home to get Sheets in the rundown. The Yankees get the out there, but the White Sox score a run. It is 2-1 as we head to the top of the 5th.
It's amazing.
And there's the White Sox for you.
Yeah,
exactly.
Smart play though by Gleyber to just fire it back home and look at that runner at third because that could have easily went really bad.
He's always good off the 1 foot. I mean, as we always see with not with the double plays, of course, but when there's a routine ground ball to second, he'll always just backhand it and throw it like a shortstop. So,
yep.
But I figured hold on. Where is it? We take a little break here. And Luca, we didn't go into Name That Yankee yet, right?
No, I haven't gone into it.
So this, I'll cue the Jeopardy music. This is position he plays. It's not really that not obvious, but he was a Mariner from 04 to 05. I have a little typo with the White Sox one, but 2006 to 2013. 2013 with the Red Sox. 2014 with the Yankees. 2014, 2015 with the Nationals. And 2016 with the San Diego Padres.
I think I know who this is.
So I'll let the chat delve in on that. Who is this Yankee? Remember, 2013 instead of 2016 with the White Sox at top. So there's my little error in judgment there. But I'll let you guys soak that in, and I'm going to pull this out because we have another inning to get to.
So Davis Martin will take the mound once again. Martin, 55 pitches, 5 strikeouts in 4 innings, 2 hits, a run. Warren, 4 strikeouts, 6 hits, 2 runs in 4 innings with 76 pitches. So Martin is on to face Trent Grisham, who made the blunder in center field recently. First pitch from Martin is lined into center field. That is a base hit that will fall in front of Robert. And Trent Grisham leads off the inning with a single.
It's a good start right there, and it's something you like to see after what he did last inning.
Yeah, maybe he's the least he could do. The least he could do. But let's see, fellas.
Now you got to wonder what Volpe does here.
Yes, Mr. Disappointment. The grounder, yeah,
It's a tough play, man. It's a tough play. Ball was hit hard and bounced over him. DJ's a tall guy, man. If he can't get that, I don't know how many others are getting that.
Volpe lines this one in the right. This is caught. They throw back to first as Grisham gets back safely. So Volpe with the strong line out to Dominic Fletcher for the first out.
Yeah, I mean, there was the grounder, and then there was the one over his head. The one over his head, no one's definitely getting, but the grounder, you could maybe make a little bit of a case.
I will make an argument though that DJ is definitely less athletic now than he used to be.
Oh, yeah.
He I've seen it a lot at third. There's a lot of plays at third that I kind of go, you can't make that play. You know what I mean? Like, I know they're not easy plays for anybody, but like some plays, I'm like, a guy who's supposed to be profiled as a good defender would make that play. But
unfortunately, age is taking a toll. Miz says that Luca, your GM, should go play Reddick, but it's also like
the sec that pitches outside count as 1-1. Maybe don't inherit a problem. That's what I say. Don't inherit a problem.
Wisdom, but also Miz says it's just like the Yankees to struggle with the minor league White Sox.
Leave it to the Yankees, man.
Just like the Steelers, we're gonna play down to the competition.
Count is 1-2. It's like it's also like in college football. Like you have Notre Dame playing Ball State, and you're like up or down by a touchdown in like the fourth quarter. Anyways, count is 1-2. Martin from the stretch delivers to Cabrera, and he chops this one high right to Martin. Martin nearly knocked over the first baseman, Gavin Sheets, but tags Cabrera to get the out as Grisham moves on to second base.
He's like a wannabe Nestor.
With the mustache, yes.
Yeah. Oh, well, oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot, they called up Peraza, and he's going to get probably 0 playing time.
You might as well trade him at this point. They should have.
For what, a box of cookies? What can you honestly get for him?
Something. I mean,
a case of Dasani?
I mean, it's going to be another case of, not the exact case, but similar case to like Miguel Andujar. Like, he's going to have his moments. He's not going to get enough at bats. He's going to play behind some loser, and then the Yankees will lose him for nothing. He'll be on a bum team like the Pirates. LeMahieu lines this nice diving play at third. Fields fires, and he is safe at first. Close play.
Holy shit.
That was a good play at third by Vargas, but good on DJ to actually hustle out of the box and make it to first.
Yeah, if it wasn't a bouncy throw, he's
now,
out.
Here's where the problem comes in with the lineup, because now Verdugo is coming up when the lineup turns over. And again, why is he getting the most at-bats on this team? His OPS is below 670. It's 661. He's hitting 235. He's like basically 8th or 9th in every major category in the Yankees team for this lineup. So why is he getting the most at-bats? Why? Like, I don't understand it. I didn't think it made a lot of sense having Verdugo clean up. Nevertheless, let's lead him off instead. I don't understand their thought process.
Yeah,
Like,
let's
I
put him
don't.
in 5 different spots.
I really don't.
They've had him all over the lineup this year's thing. They've had him like 6th. They've had him 7th. They've had him 9th for a game. They've
And
cleaned him up most of the year. They now are leading him off for whatever reason, and no good results have come out of it. The best of the results came when they switched him to clean up in April, and he was good for a couple weeks. But I don't think anyone expected that to last. And whether we did or not,
right to short, and that'll be the end of the inning. As we talk about his downfall, he grounds right to short to kill the rally. Head to the bottom of the 5th. It's 2-1.
This is comical. By the way, folks,
but there's no lane for Jason Dominguez apparently.
No, never. Swear to God. But the last rendition of Name That Yankee minus the typo, Matt Thornton.
That's exactly what I thought.
But as we go to the next inning and see what they do, here's the newest Name That Yankee. He was a Brave in 2008. 2009, 2012, he was with the White Sox. Red Sox and Cleveland in 2012, and spent the 2013 season with the Yankees and the Cubs. 2008 with the Braves, 2009 to 2012 with the White Sox, 2012 with the Red Sox and Cleveland, and the Yankees and the Cubs in 2013. So there is that. If anyone needs it reposted on the screen, I will put it up. Jacob, we already answered that question. So but folks, hit the like button, comment, subscribe. I'm going to put Dylan's Twitter in the description. Of course, he does a lot of great work for Empire Sports Media. And of course, you guys already know to subscribe to KnicksCast.
Yes.
Which I bet Luca has some fun stuff planned for the 2024-2025 season.
I can't wait till the schedule's released. It's supposed to be this week when the entire schedule is supposed to be released, I think, if I'm not mistaken. They already released the Tournament Cup games, but when it comes to, obviously we saw that they're opening against the Celtics in Boston. I was expecting the Pacers, but that should
definitely be fun.
Oh, here's Chucky.
Yes, here's Chucky Robinson against Will Warren. First pitch is outside. Count is 1-0.
Still can't get around that.
Pitch from Warren to Robinson. The pitch is downstairs. Count is 2-0.
Now, why are we nibbling around the zone to this guy? Why are we not going right at him? I feel like this has been an issue with a lot of pitchers with the Yankees lately. Why are they not going after these guys? This guy is hitting 158 and doesn't even have an RBI this year. Why are we not attacking him? Why are we pitching him low in the zone, low and out of the zone? But when we're pitching to Andrew Vaughn, we're throwing one down the middle. What is the game plan?
I couldn't tell you, Dylan. Count is 2-2 to Robinson as he fouled that one off.
It's so annoying seeing that. I see it a lot from the bullpen too. Pitching around the weaker links, up at bat and stuff like that. Not going after these guys, walking guys, and then giving up the big hits.
Count is 3-2.
That sweeper.
That bounced in the dirt.
Exactly what Dylan's talking about. That pitch is in the dirt. This guy's hitting
these guys away. That's what I'm saying. Put them away. I don't understand. I never understood it. When I played baseball back in the day, and I played it with my brother. My brother was a pitcher and I was a catcher. If I sensed that a hitter was just not going to touch anything, I would have my pitcher throw the same pitch over and over until he could show me that he could do it. Now I'm not saying do that here because this is Major League Baseball. But my point is attack the hitter. Attack the hitter. Have your pitcher go after the guys until they can prove that they can do damage. If they do damage on something like that, then it happens. And Warren got him swinging. Good. That's what I want to see. Get him out right there. You go after these guys. There's really no reason that at bat should have taken 6 or 7 pitches. No reason. No reason.
Just go
No,
out.
you're wasting pitches. I think he had 74 pitches to end the fourth, and you wasted like 8 here.
There's no reason to be doing that. Like I just said, you want to go after these types of guys. I've literally experienced it. You go after the weaker hitters, you pitch around the better hitters. That's how baseball works. Obviously, guys have shaky command, but I feel like the command isn't really the thing with this. I feel like it's just poor game planning because the bullpen's been doing it. So if they're doing it and the starters are doing it, then it's something else, Like
So
it's a lot
Tim
of
Hitt was up in
overthinking.
the pen.
It's like a lot of overthinking and overanalyzing of a situation. Like, just go at these guys. That's what I want them to do.
Pitch is driven down the right field line. It is foul as the ball boy will pick it up to make it to stay the count at 0-2 for Brooks Baldwin, hitting .213 on the season.
I would like to also add that Alex Verdugo is 1 for 29 with runners in scoring position since June 29th.
Oh, Jesus
June?
Christ.
Yeah. This is New York Yankees stats. After the fifth inning groundout, Verdugo is 1 for 28 with runners in scoring position since June 29th.
Shout out New York Yankees stats on Twitter for that, because I did not realize that it had been that long since he's been productive with runners in scoring position. Wow.
0-2 popped up to the left side. This is in foul territory. Cabrera is there. He will make the catch for the second out. As that will bring up the shortstop, Nicky Lopez.
Now that at bat was a lot better by Warren because he went right at the batter. He threw pretty much all strikes that at bat, went right at him, and he got it out. Like I said, you go at these guys until they prove that they can do damage, and then you make an adjustment. But this is the White Sox. They have 29 wins. Go at these guys. Make them prove that they can beat you. Don't just give it to them, because they gave it to them the other night. They gave it to them. You gotta do better than that.
So coming up is Lopez with the 0-1.
Earlier in this stream, I had complained that Warren was throwing too many strikes, but it depends on the batter and the situation.
Exactly.
It depends on the batter and situation, though. When you're facing a guy who's hitting, 150 and has no home runs, no RBIs, probably has less than 30 major league at-bats, why are you pitching around him? Why? You're wasting like Alex said, you're wasting pitches at that point. You're literally wasting pitches. It's just running up the pitch count further, and it's going to gas the bullpen more when they're already gassed.
Slow roller to Volpe played their fires. They just get Lopez to end the innings. So Warren gets through 5 innings. And you'll head to the top of the 6th as are they going to challenge this is the question. Grady size
90
pitches.
pitches
He might have
so
got
far.
him.
90
It looked like
pitches.
he got him to me.
Yeah, look, I would say the same.
It was a close play, but I think he got him. Let's see the
That is
replay.
that is closer
I
than
think he's safe. Let's see.
Yep, he's safe.
I think he might. Is he safe? I can't tell. Let me see. He's. Wow, that's close.
Because the ball, I think, hits the foot hits the bag before the ball gets to the back of the glove.
That is close. He might be safe though. I'm not gonna lie. If the very toe edge of the cleat got the bag first, and that's all that matters.
So I think he's going to be safe at first. That's going to be a single, and that'll keep Warren in the game for another
90 pitches.
batter.
It was a good try by Volpe though. Good try. Lopez runs well. Lopez
Credit
runs
to
well.
them.
And they did call him safe. They overturned the call.
As expected. So that'll bring up Luis Robert Jr.
Now my question is who they bring in after Warren.
They were just warming up Tim Hill.
Oh, Jesus.
They probably want Hill to face Benintendi, Vaughn, and Sheets.
Yeah. Especially Sheets.
This is probably gonna be Warren's last batter. To be honest,
As it should be.
Whatever the result ends up being, I think this is his last guy.
Pitch to Robert is a called strike. Count is 0-1.
Now this is another guy. Obviously Luis Robert has a lot of power, but this is another guy who's really been struggling since the All-Star break. You got to make him prove that he can do something. He's really been struggling.
From the stretch, Warren delivers. And the dirt just gets away from Wells a little bit, but that will not allow the runner to advance to second, so he stays at first.
Good block by Wells.
Someone said it on Twitter. The Yankees struggling against the team that is more than 60 games under 500 is a pretty good example of this season so far. Well, lately, can't say the entire season, but lately.
This is like the worst best team of all time, the Yankees this year.
I guess you could call them frauds.
They have like the best or the second best record in baseball, yet they look like this against a team that is going to end up with probably the most losses ever.
Mm-hmm. The team that really doesn't give a shit about who they put on the field. I thought the A's were bad.
This one's chopped to Volpe. He will make the force at second. That'll end the inning. As Warren gets through 5, we head to the top of the 6th. It is Soto, Judge, and Wells for the Yankees. They're down 2-1, and it's starting to rain in Chicago.
Oh yeah, great. So they call the game early. Yankees lose. That's totally it. But Jacob was correct with this one. Is Brent Lillibridge? That was the correct answer. But I literally looked up Chucky Robinson, and well, you know, he's a guy. He's a scrub from the Reds. Well, what's this about my A's? Well, I was saying the A's are losing 9-1 right now. Mets at the bottom of the 8th. Well, thank you for the relevance, Armand. No, but I said that the White Sox are worse than the A's because.
Well, you know, I will say this: at least the A's have some like fun young players to watch.
Yes,
you know, they do. They have some fun young players. Like Brent Rooker's very good. I like Lawrence Butler. Shea Langoliers is pretty good too. They got some fun guys. The White Sox, who do they really have? They have Garrett Crochet, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, yeah, and then they're
like I guess Luis Robert, but he's been struggling so bad I can't even really say him. So,
should we do this one? Hold on, I'm trying to figure out. I got a fun trivia one. I mean, it should be answerable because it's not like 1940s history. But what Yankee pitcher was the 15th in MLB history to throw a perfect game? This is multiple choice. Particularly 5 choices. Don Larson, David Wells, David Cohn, Doc Gooden, and Mark Langston. Those are the 5 choices. Put the video game, well, not video game music, but the game show music on. And then we got to scroll it back a little bit. But nonetheless, what Yankee pitcher was the 15th in MLB history to throw a perfect game? We'll answer that one as we go to the top of the field.
All righty, Juan Soto up at the plate versus Martin. The pitch is inside, count is 1-0.
I have the answer to the trivia question, but I will not spoil it.
Very good.
I had it corrected, and I had it in my mind, and then I Googled just to confirm it, and I got it. So
Soto 2-0 on the count. Martin with 65 pitches. Very good pitch economy from Martin.
Not like a certain somebody we know, but that's okay. The cycle of mediocrity is churning in Oakland, Sacramento, Vegas. I mean, do you call that mediocrity though? Because I would go.
I wouldn't say that Sacramento Kings are mediocre.
No. I think he was talking about.
He was talking about like with the Sacramento A's next year.
Oh, well then
they're a tier below mediocrity, my friend.
Yeah, I would agree with Dylan on that one.
3-0 pitch to Soto in there for a cold strike. I mean, you could also
you might as well walk him, but you also got Judge behind him. So,
I mean, you could also say that the Raiders are pretty mediocre. They're the one that made the transition from Oakland to Vegas. The pitch inside of Soto takes a walk.
You can even argue the Raiders are also a tier below mediocrity, just a little bit.
That's fair.
They need to prove a lot of things.
Maybe not as bad as the A's, but
yeah.
Oh yeah,
they're not good. They're not good.
They'll get like, my opinion, and I'm disgruntled a Raider fan, but I think they'll get like 7-8 wins this year.
What, the Raiders? Maybe.
At best.
That's at best. Realistically, I could see like 6.
Yeah, they're. I think their front is solid. I like their weapons, but I don't like the quarterback situation, and I don't like their running game.
Yeah, Devontae Adams won't be there for much longer. I don't think so.
Give it about 15 seconds, and Luca's going to tell us he's a Jet.
Count is 1-0. The pitch on the way to Judge is high. Count is 2-0. Well, here's the thing: if the Jets can't even figure out the Son Riddick situation, how do you expect them to figure out the Devontae Adams situation for trading him?
Aaron Rodgers, man.
I mean, he's the little savior of this team. He has to overcome the 3 levels of incompetence. 2-0 pitch to Judge is in there for a called strike count, 2-1.
You wonder if Judge should swing at the next pitch, honestly, because if he's gonna find anything to hit, like if it's anywhere near the zone, you got the guys behind you that have not been producing, and you got Judge up with a guy on base. This is the best opportunity to score a run, to be honest.
2-1 pitch to Judge. High count is 3-1, high and inside. So Judge hitters count once again.
Judge walks all the time and works these walking counts all the time, but I'll give him credit for not, changing his approach and chasing bad pitches just because they're walking him all the time. Because there are a lot of hitters that will do that. Judge is not one of them, and that's why he's so good.
Judge takes a strike, full count.
That's why Judge is so good, though, like I was saying, because he doesn't mess with his approach, and he stays with that same approach every single time.
I like that. Disgruntle's going to call the A's the Sacramento Quadruple A's.
Pitch. And Judge takes ball 4, so they'll bring up Austin Wells with nobody out.
And you know what? Until the other guys in this lineup prove that they can hit, we're going to be seeing those 2 guys do what just happened a lot.
Yes.
In fact, I'm pretty sure they're both the only guys in the major leagues with at least 90 walks. So
cool. Will Warren got some high fives and all that stuff. Like, why was that needed to be shown? But Taco says we always build a team that looks competitive, but we always trade them before we see the final product. I think the Raiders are going to shock some people. Defense looks incredible, 8 to 10 wins. I always give him more credit because I think Antonio Pierce is a hell of a coach.
Wells' first pitch is lined into left field. Going back and making the catch has been intended for the first out.
And here's
Gleyber. Can't really get mad about that one. Wells put a good swing on that one, just right at him.
Next up is Goober Torres.
Goober Torres. We've reached that point in the year now. We're just giving everyone a nickname.
Yes.
Goober Torres today is I don't know. There's another guy that a lot of people say he's playing bad on a contract year. Oh, that's right. It was somebody talking about Pete Alonso. I don't remember who it was.
He stinks this year.
Gleyber Torres is another guy who doesn't play well on a contract year for some reason.
Literally, Pete Alonso tried to copy Aaron Judge, and he stinks with runners in scoring position. Like he's the anti-clutch. He's the modicum. He is no modicum of clutch. Gleyber Torres, did he go around? Yes, he did, says the first base umpire. Count is 1-1.
What Gleyber Torres has done this year, honestly, has lost him some money because he was going to probably make close to $100 million. Now I don't know if I can say that.
1 year prove it deal, maybe.
1-1.
Pretty much.
Torres swings right through a fastball. Count is
93, not 99, 93.
It's up and away, too. I mean, it clipped the zone a little bit, but going right through it, I mean.
1-2 count as Martin steps off.
Yankees do a pretty good job at making these random pitchers look like, Sandy Koufax or something like that.
Random geniuses.
This guy, honestly, I never heard of this pitcher before, and
Torres lofts this one into right field. Fletcher makes the catch. Soto doesn't even bother to tag.
Just an uncompetitive swing and an uncompetitive at bat, to be honest.
For an uncompetitive player.
I mean, that was a very lousy swing on that slider.
Maybe if he swung a little bit better on the 93, maybe he would have gotten like a line drive.
He set himself up by chasing that low changeup on the 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 guys on base. You get a one. You're ahead in the count 1-0. Why are you chasing something low? You're helping the pitcher at that point.
Well, the thing is, I've said this before. I'll say it again. Gleyber Torres is not a smart baseball player.
No, I don't think he is either. I've criticized his IQ quite a lot, and we've criticized his defense and stuff all the time too. But he sometimes would get praised for those aggressive base running decisions and stuff. But in reality, they're not exactly smart. Just a lot of luck falls into place on a lot of those. Yeah, I'm of course when he scores on them, I'm like, okay, great, at least you scored. But when you see those happen in real time, you're like, that's just not a smart play. But you're lucky it works. But so far, that luck has completely run out.
For 24 the Yankees with runners scoring position this series.
Superb.
And that's putrid. You're facing the White Sox. Come on.
Grisham pops this one up. This is going to be foul.
Almost 3 for 25. But see, I like how Dylan's talking because you see a lot of optimists on Yankee Twitter. Oh, it's the bad luck. Well, no, sometimes we have good luck and then it runs out. So.
And I used to be one of those optimists. I honestly was. But, seeing what I've been seeing over the past couple of months, it makes me realize that the team that we have, it's who they are. It's who they are.
Yeah.
They'll win a lot of games. They're going to lose some games in a very stupid way. But are they good enough? Are they good enough? That's going to be a question because this year is one of those weird years where there isn't really an exact favorite.
Exactly.
A lot of teams are kind of in this same boat of where they started off great, awful in the months of June and July. They look super vulnerable. I don't think any single team right now in baseball I can point to and go, that team is making the ALCS or the NLCS, or that team is making the World Series for certain. No, for example, I could see the Yankees getting knocked out in the ALDS, and I could see them finding a way to get to the World Series at the same time. Same thing goes for the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Orioles, even the Astros.
Exactly.
Teams like that, anybody really. It's anyone's game, which is a good thing, but it's also a bad thing because it's you see if you're the GM, you're Brian Cashman, you see this, you should have went all in on the deadline to kind of get that upper edge above everybody, but what do I know? I mean, I can't speak on it too much because I know the options weren't exactly super impressive as Grisham gets a walk. So big spot for Volpe, but like I said, I can't speak on it too much with the whole deadline stuff. I know the options weren't overwhelming out there, and of course you can't do anything about a trade if the team's just simply not willing to trade for him like Yandy Diaz, but
exactly.
It happens. It is what it is. Just got to live with what we have and hope these guys continue to deliver.
So Anthony Volpe will be facing, I believe, Andrew Gonzalez warming up in the bullpen.
Yeah, they're changing.
Justin Anderson, excuse me. I don't know if I said Gonzalez. Justin Anderson, he'll be facing Anthony Volpe as Grady Sizemore, the former Yankee killer, comes out to take out.
Former Yankee killer. Looks like he still is a Yankee killer.
Yeah.
When he's managing this team, I mean.
Yeah. Seems like he still is a Yankee killer.
But the trivia question was, what Yankee pitcher was the 15th in MLB history to throw a perfect game? I'll go on that for a sec. Armin says the Mets beat the A's. Yes, disgruntled. Jazz is hurt. And I want to bring this up. I like how everybody pretty much shut down the Astros when they were under 500, and look where they are. They're at top of the AL West. So guaranteed they're only 10 games over, but still, I'm just here.
That division is also terrible. So
yes, very much so with the Rangers and the Mariners not knowing what the hell to do. How many Giants games am I going to? I'm going to Washington. I know I'm going to Cleveland. Not going to legitimately Washington D.C. I'm when they are at home, I will go to that game. It also depends on how many games I'm credentialed. But right now, I'm also in talks with Bad Takes, Mr. Brian, about possibly going to the Bucks game. But I also don't want to run my wallet for a team that may win 6 games this year. So, correct answer is David Wells, by the way.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
That was who I had. I confirmed it with the Google cheat, but I did think of the answer before I looked it up. So I did not cheat, guys.
This
for the record, if anyone said Doc Gooden, he did not ever throw a perfect game. By the way,
yeah, that was the little funny one right there that I threw in.
I was surprised you didn't have Domingo Germán as an option. I was so waiting for someone to say it.
Domingo Germán. Isn't he up in the bigs now with the Pirates?
Yeah, he is. He is.
Fucking believable.
Watch this guy totally dominate us. 4.5 ERA.
Here's Justin Anderson facing Anthony Volpe. Pitch is in there for a called strike.
This is a big at bat for Volpe. Guy really struggling at the plate. Big opportunity to drive in a run. You got to deliver right here. You have to.
Count is 0-1. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 2-1 White Sox, top of the 6th.
And when you're struggling as much as he's been struggling, it doesn't matter how you get the run in. You could walk for all I care. Get that run in.
Oswaldo Cabrera on deck, who's 0 for 2 today. Anderson from the stretch.
It's a good take. It's a good take on a low one on 0-1. Good take.
Count is 1-2. Is a low strike there to Volpe.
Well, now you got to go into protect mode on 1-2.
Anything close. Don't be stupid.
Count is 1-2. Bases loaded. Robinson setting up high. The pitch. Volpe takes. Count is 2-2.
Off. Good.
You know, I do wonder at what point could we possibly see Stanton in the game, but then again, Judge is your DH. So
yeah,
I don't know if we'll see him at all.
Count is 2-2. Anderson from the stretch. Robinson setting inside. The pitch. And Volpe swings through the fastball. Foul tips it into the glove of Robinson. And that'll end the inning. I am absolutely gobsmacked at why he would swing at that pitch.
I'm about to see it myself on my end. Yikes. That was nowhere near the zone.
I am
nowhere near the zone.
Gobsmacked right now.
And the struggles for him continue. Disappointed but not surprised. Yeah, it's a good way to put it.
I am absolutely gobsmacked.
Jesus Christ. I don't know what you do. Would you rather take a pitch looking that's in the zone, or would you rather swing at garbage like that?
It's like, you know, I understand a hitter needs to go into protect mode, but I can't defend swinging at a pitch that's at your ankle. I can't. Like, you know, I don't really know what he's seeing up there.
Okay, now you're just pulling. I'm pulling out Yankee stuff. You're just pulling out other crap. My expression looks painful. Yeah, you know.
We're all in pain, man. I may not look like I'm in pain, but I am in pain watching this game. This game gives me a migraine.
Did you guys see Pete Alonso's face plant?
His face plant?
No.
All right, I'm going to stop the screen for about 30 seconds.
The Giants are trading Jordan Phillips to the Cowboys.
Yep.
What?
I just saw that.
Okay. I mean, he was not making the roster, but
I don't want my computer.
I think I know why though. Oh, yeah, I think I saw that on my timeline.
Sums up the Yankee season pretty well.
He pretty much skipped AAA disgruntled, so like he it's like skipping 6th grade and going directly to high school, but you know.
So coming in will be Tim Hill, who has an opposing average of 3.32, 4.40 ERA, 3-0, 20 strikeouts in 47 innings, 2 home runs. So the lefty with the stash that almost looks like I think it's J.K. Simmons calls it's a called strike to Andrew Benintendi. He's got the J.K. Simmons mustache.
I mean, now off topic. This is like the first Cowboys-Giants trade I've ever witnessed, but it's probably because that stupid bum shoved that Rams employee in practice today.
And 1 out here for Benintendi.
Now, if you're the Yankees, you just need to focus on keeping this game a 1-run game, because you know you had an opportunity and you missed it, but you cannot just put your head down. You got to be able to just keep this game close and hope you break through late.
So Andrew Vaughn is up at the plate.
And, you know, I will say this, too. I know I gave Will Warren crap for some of his pitch choices tonight, but, you know, if the Yankees do end up losing this game, it's on the offense. 1 run in the first inning, and it was on a Soto homer. You know, I mean, Warren was okay. He was pretty solid tonight. I should expect that because it's the White Sox, but I'm not going to take that away from him. He doesn't control who we play. So he pitched just fine tonight. He settled in. Had some moments that made me question his pitch selection and stuff, but he did fine overall. The offense gave him no support. 1 run through this much of the game against the Chicago White Sox? Why? What are we doing?
Especially having the bases loaded.
And not for nothing, but for the past 2 games now, all the runs have been driven in by one guy for the Yankees, Juan Soto. One guy has driven in all the runs.
Jacob, probably Elijah Chapman. I've had so much production there, they didn't need Phillips.
2-2 from J.K. Simmons. This one's fouled off.
Can J.K. Simmons stop jumping? I mean, that pit, the what was it? The 1-2 pitch was clearly outside, and then he jumps once this ball is fouled away. I mean, you could stop jumping now. You're not a pogo stick.
Count is 2-2 from J.K. Simmons. He delivers to Vaughn, and this one's chopped right back to J.K. Simmons, and that'll be the second out.
Uber Torres, J.K. Simmons. It's because he's like a off-brand Andrew Miller the way he pitches.
Very much so.
Except he's got the sidearm twist.
So Gavin Sheets, who's been a Yankee killer the entire series, is up. First pitch is a ball downstairs.
Stop jumping.
It's 1-0 from J.K. Simmons.
Fucking pogo stick.
J.K. Simmons, my gosh.
Count is 1-0 from Simmons. The pitch.
It's like you guys are getting a kick out of him.
In there for a strike. He's jumping again. Count is 1-1 from J.K. Simmons. The pitch. In there for strike 2. And he jumps again. Count is 1-2. Pitch from Simmons. And he gets the ground ball to Volpe. He fields, he fires. He's just out at first. As a close play there at first gets Gavin Sheets running. And that'll end the inning as J.K. Simmons works a silent inning, silent bottom of the 6th. Didn't know even J.K. Simmons was pitching for the Yankees, but regardless, we head to the top of the 7th, and it's 2-1 White Sox.
Oh, at least the pitching has shown up. At least the pitching showed up this time. But the offense, meanwhile, nowhere to be found. They're missing.
What's up, Barbara? It is almost football season.
Yeah.
And I wonder if J.K. Simmons is going to pitch another inning.
Well, I mean, he didn't do too bad that inning. But all right. So the next one is it makes you think a little bit. What New York Yankee won American League Rookie of the Year in the 1951 MLB season? Of course, once again, this makes you to think a little bit, and I'm actually going to plug in the answers. Well, let me not remove that one. Add another banner. Yes, right here. All right, so there are a total of 4 options. We got Whitey Ford, Mickey Mantle, Cliff Mapes, and Gil McDougall. Those are your 4 options.
I know
1951 Rookie of the Year in the American League for the 1951 season. Whitey Ford, Mickey Mantle, Cliff Mapes, and Gil McDougall.
I know who I'm going with. But anyways, also as well, real quick,
the guy who's on the Farmers commercials,
Farmers Insurance commercials.
Yeah.
But he used to have a mustache. He doesn't have one now.
Giants probably got like a next year's, not even next year, like a 2026 6th from that trade. Again, I will tally all the answers and then we'll see who wins when the next inning comes around.
Just looking at the city of Chicago as Anderson pitches to Cabrera. Pitch is high, but a called strike regardless. Count is 0-1.
You are a little bit ahead of me, but that's okay.
Count is 0-1 to Cabrera. The pitch on the way. As this pitch is outside, count is 1-1. Cabrera 0 for 2. And Dominic the Donkey is up in the pen. 1-1 pitch. Cabrera fouls it off.
Wait, Dominic Leone's up in the pen?
Yes.
Damn.
It doesn't even surprise me that he's pitching for a shit team.
I don't know if I still have that in the. I probably still don't have that in the video things from.
So the Orioles won tonight. Let's just make that clear against the Nationals 4-1.
By the way, I was right. It is a 2026 sixth rounder for a seventh rounder. So
Cabrera will foul that back. Count as 1-2.
Cabrera's been swinging a better bat lately. 0 for 2 tonight, but overall, the past month, he's been swinging a good bat.
Count is 1-2. The pitch is lined into right field. This is a blooper base hit. It gets in front of Fletcher. So Cabrera is on with the no out hit. He starts the rally possibly. But I'll be honest with you, I'd be gobsmacked if DJ LeMahieu or Alex Verdugo do anything in this situation.
Oh, DJ LeMahieu. Now let me ask the begging question. Do the Yankees go after Ahmed Rosario, and should they?
I think so. Especially with Jazz being out for a while. You might as well. If there's a way to go get him, go get him. Go get him. Go get him. Because take a look at this lineup right now and look at the bottom half of the order and tell me right now, are any of those guys going to be major contributors for us in the playoffs? Like, are they going to really do something for us big in the playoffs?
Runner goes, and throw to second is safe as that ball gets away. And Cabrera did not take off for third as he slid down. But LeMahieu swings and misses. Count is 1-1.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you could argue LeMahieu got in the way, but that was just off the glove. So would have caught it anyway.
Like I said, back to what I was saying before, like, take a look at that lineup, look at the bottom half of that order, and tell me right now if you trust those guys in the postseason. I'm not saying Ahmed Rosario is a savior, but it gives you some depth, and the guy is hitting 300. Look at the averages of these guys that we have playing. Not a single one of them above 250, and not a single one of them with an OPS in the 700s.
Yeah,
1-1.
It's like they belong on the White Sox.
LeMahieu chopped it foul. Count is 1-2. Question is,
obviously, there's a reason Rosario got DFA'd by a good team because they didn't need him, and there's a reason he got traded too. But you can get him and use him as a good depth piece. You really can, and exactly. I don't see why it's a problem. The bench is already an issue for the Yankees as it is, so why not? Why not go? Why not try to do it? I mean, you got to make it look like you care about upgrading the offense a little bit.
Exactly.
You got Jazz to upgrade the offense, great, but now he's hurt. You got to act like you kind of care that you're going to be missing him for a while.
It's the U word that we all talk about, urgency.
Yep. Yeah. I feel like we say that every single week, and we get nothing out of it.
Count is 1-2. The pitch is fouled off. So go into the seats. For some reason, there happens to be a Texas ad behind home plate, even though that the game is taking place in the state of Illinois, but that's okay. That's like having an ad for South Dakota in the middle of Washington, D.C. Anyways, the count is 1-2. Pitch on the way to LeMahieu is high, and inside count is 2-2.
See, with that sinker before, DJ could have destroyed that, but he loves fouling those pitches off for some reason. His usual DJ foul it off.
Count is 2-2.
At this point, you got to put the ball in play. Try to get that runner over.
And he does not. He strikes out. One gone.
And he does not.
Like clockwork.
I said I would be absolutely fucking gobsmacked if he did something.
And you know what I just noticed looking at the lineup sheet? LeMahieu's batting average is somehow now over the Mendoza line.
Oh,
wow.
Only took him 2.5 months to do it, but...
So Grady Sizemore is now making another call to the bullpen. As
Probably a lefty, right?
this Justin Anderson is coming out. I don't know if it's a lefty. It might be, though. Oh, that's right. It was Dominic the Donkey.
Oh.
I think it's insane that we're seriously in a dogfight with these guys again. Like, I can't even use the whole we're on the road argument. They've been playing better on the road this year, and this team has 29 wins. So
Exactly.
what's the reason why we're struggling this bad? Are they gonna pull the whole it happens, or are they gonna actually kind of do something about this?
A punch.
Like,
A punch.
losing the series to the White Sox is like that. That's killer. It's killer. The team has won 2 games since early July. Two games, and one of them
I
was
mean, if we created a baseball team with the rest of the chat, we probably beat them right now.
Right. Shoot, can you guys play left field?
I was an outfielder for my entire, pretty much, little league and high school career. So.
Good. I got a jersey for you. Go out there now. Get a glove and go out there.
Yeah, I got it. I mean, Luca's got a 19 jersey. So, that's right. 19's John Birdie.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him in like 5 years. Remember that trade?
Yeah.
Wow. Makes you wonder. Jesus.
Yankees Tigers coming up on Friday.
And we play in the Little League Classic, so they're going to show everyone who the real Little League team is.
Armin can play first in DH, so we're
all right. Get a glove then and get to Chicago or get to Detroit since they're going to Detroit tomorrow. Go to Detroit and get ready for us.
Dominic the Donkey's on the mound, 0-1 with a 5.79 ERA as Alex Verdugo comes up to the plate.
Yeah, Armin told me he misses Dominic the Donkey, and he,
Pitch
wants him in the bullpen for the
from
Mets.
the Donkey in there for a cold strike. So, interestingly enough, folks, we have a Donkey pitching on the mound, and we also have J.K. Simmons pitching on the mound. Where's the Alex? Pull up the Donkey beat if you haven't.
Well, it's not in my my folder anymore.
Damn it. I gotta find it. Anyways, count is 0-1. Pitches outside, 1-1.
Oh, you were talking about that one. I thought you meant the
Yes.
video. Hold on, let me see.
No.
You might need to pull it up then.
All right. Give me 1 second. Count is 1-1
Miss that son of a bitch.
from Leone. The pitch. Verdugo takes outside. Count is 2-1.
Leone has Will Warren syndrome to where he's not going at an 0-for-3 Alex Verdugo. So put that in the question.
If Verdugo can reach base here, that'd be big. You got Soto and Judge up next.
2-1. In there for a called strike. I got to agree with Verdugo. That pitch was outside.
About to see
Umpire
it.
just gave him a gift.
Gift that keeps on giving.
Oof. Yeah, that's off the plate. That is off the plate. And that just changed the whole at-bat.
The Donkey from the stretch. The pitch. Verdugo lifts this one into right. That ball is deep. That ball is back to the track. Making the catch is Fletcher. And he's going to – and wait, did he make the catch at all? And throw to the plate this time. Here's the throw. Here's the play. I thought he made the catch. He's safe at home, and the Yankees have tied the game. I originally thought that Fletcher somehow made the catch.
He did make the catch. Or did he not? I thought he made the catch.
So Cabrera is going to be safe around the bases, and the Yankees have tied this game.
So did he just score on a sac fly from second?
Yes, he did.
Wow. Holy,
that's a smart play.
What a play by Cabrera.
So it's a sacrifice fly. It's 2-2 as Soto takes away. Count is 1-0. You rarely ever see that unless it's like unless his second base runner has speed or he has enough time, in which he did because the two outfielders in Robert and Fletcher were sliding and they didn't communicate. So good job by Cabrera. Smart base running.
That is an unbelievable base running job by Cabrera. That's phenomenal.
I got to give credit to
You
one
take
of
it
us.
how you can get them. Runs have been hard to come by this game. You take it.
Count is 3-0. Now, Aaron
Scrappy.
Judge is on deck.
Scrappy at that. According to the Yes scoreboard, nobody is hitting for the Yankees.
Yeah, 3-0 in their first strike.
You know, my brother just made a good point. It looked like Cabrera was pretty dead set on scoring the second that ball was caught.
Yeah,
he had his eyes on home plate that entire time.
Mix the two idiots in center and right field, and then a shitty bouncy throw to the cutoff. So I'm
Count is
surprised he
3-1.
took that one. He
The
could have
pitch.
lasered that.
That was right down the middle. He takes it regardless. Count is full.
Wow.
Count is 3-2. Dominic the Donkey from the stretch. And the pitch. Soto takes inside, ball 4. That'll bring up Aaron Judge.
You probably think that this pitcher is a little rattled now after that last play. You know, how would you feel as a pitcher if you just got your defense just got you a big out, but that run just scored from second base? Like, that probably would affect you a little bit. I'm sure he's a little rattled up there. Cabrera was hauling it around the bases. They just showed the replay again. He was hauling it. He had his eyes set on home the entire time.
Judge takes outside. Count is 1-0.
Yeah, Verdugo. Yeah, I did nothing. Well, I mean, he technically had the sac fly, but
He had the deep fly ball.
At least you know what? At least he pieced one up for once.
1-0 pitch. Robinson sitting inside. The pitch. Judge lines this one down the left field line. That is a base hit. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Benintendi plays it off the wall. Soto will head to third. Judge into second. And the Yankees have 2 runners in scoring position with Wells coming up with 2 outs.
That ball was absolutely hammered. That was a rocket. Looks like that play woke the Yankees up.
yeah.
Absolutely.
They have a lot more energy now. If Wells can deliver and drive in both these runs, that would be very nice.
Let's see. Are they the new Yankees or are they the Yankees that we saw the last couple innings? That's what happens when you put in a donkey.
I want to see more J.K. Simmons.
I do wonder, like I said, at one point, could we possibly see Stanton? I feel like if we do, it'll be in the 9th inning because you can't put him in the field and you can't take Judge out of the game. But who knows? Maybe we get to a point where we don't need to put him in the game at all. If we can deliver right here, that'd be nice. Runs have been hard to come by. They haven't been getting guys in with runners in scoring position, but here's your chance.
Wells has had a pretty nice second half.
He's had a very good second half, actually. Very good. He's quickly climbing up the catcher rankings, to be honest.
From the stretches, the donkey. The pitch to Wells takes a called strike.
Take a look at Aaron Judge's average, by the way. 332.
I'd say
unreal.
The right-handed version of J.K. Simmons is up in the bend, that being Michael Tonkin. 0-1 pitch. Count is 0-2, swing and a miss through the cutter.
Wells is hitting 325 post All-Star break.
It'd be nice to deliver right here. Big spot. It's a good
Count
pitch.
is 0-2.
It's a good pitch by Leone. I can't even hate. It's a good pitch.
In the dirt.
It's a good take on that changeup. Good take.
Torres on deck. Count is 1-2. Donkey from the stretch. And delivers. Wells pops this one up, but that's going to go foul into the seats behind home plate.
That up and in cutter is definitely a tough pitch to hit, but with 2 strikes, you have to protect.
Count is 1-2 for Wells. Setting up outside is Robinson. Setting up high now. Wells lines a base hit to left field. 1 run will score. Benintendi throws. Here comes Judge. Here's the throw. Here's the play. He's safe at home, and the Yankees lead 4-2 on a base knock, 2-run base knock by Austin Wells.
And I said it. You got to deliver right here. It'd be nice, and he did. And they've quickly turned this into a big 7th inning. You can't take Wells out of the cleanup spot, man.
No,
you
can't move him.
Even with Stanton in the lineup, Wells he gets the job done at cleanup. He does.
Just swung on a miss there by Goober Torres. Count is 0-1.
You know, this Yankee team likes to do this a lot, where they just look dead for the entire game, and then they suddenly wake up late. They do it a lot. You know, I give them credit for that, but there are a lot of games they've had to where they look dead in the water the whole time.
Could not glove that, as that Wells now moves to second.
They have a lot of games where they look dead in the water the whole time, but they've had a lot of games this year, including this one now, where they wake up late. You know, the pitching keeps them in it, and then they get going late. And honestly, you take it how you can get it.
Better late than never.
Yeah.
Count is 1-1. Pitch on the way to Torres, and he fouls this one off his foot. Count is 1-2. One and two from Leone. The pitch, shot foul. Two outs. Man on. 1-2 count. The pitch from Dominic the Donkey in the dirt. Two and two count. Wells off of second. The pitch. Just missed downstairs. Leone wanted that one. Count is full.
This is a good at-bat by Glaber. It's a good at-bat.
Count is full. The pitch. Ball four. Leone trips, but Glaber Torres will walk to first.
That's a great at-bat. Honestly, it's a good at-bat. He probably just drove the pitcher out of the game now.
And it looks like the trainer is going to come out to check up on Dominic Leone.
Well, this is the White Sox season, basically. You know, just things looking good, and then it just falls apart, and now your pitcher is injured. This is the last thing you want to see.
And it looks like they're taking Leone out of the game.
Well, you just hope he's all right. He looks like he's really shaken up. I think he was honestly going to come out of the game anyway, but that's not the way you want him to come out of there.
So the correct answer for this challenging Yankee trivia question, you got Whitey Ford, Mickey Mantle, Cliff Mapes, and Gil McDougal. Gil McDougal is actually the correct answer. It's not Mickey Mantle. It's not Whitey Ford. It's not Cliff Mapes. Chad Cool is coming in. Thanks, Trent Grisham.
It'd be really nice if the Yankees can continue to tack on. You got 2 guys on. It'd be nice to really pad this lead.
Yeah, seeing Clay Holmes is not something I want on my bingo card tonight. So give him a rest. Give him a rest. But hope you guys.
I do wonder if at some point we need to have a discussion about Holmes not being the closer anymore.
Listen, I've been ready for that discussion for a while. I was on the Tanner Scott train, as everybody pretty much here knows, but
Yeah, and I mean, I know they don't have a lot of good bullpen arms that could be candidates to close, but I feel like Holmes just never makes it easy. And as your closer, you would hope that he would get it done easily. It was the case at the start of the year, but ever since May, it's been every single time almost up there. It's like, okay, are we going to get a good Clay, or are we going to get the one where he's going to load the bases and have to get out of a big jam? You know what I mean? And the Rangers game, I think, was the best example. He got through the first 2 guys, no problem. First 2 guys got out, you're up by 2, and then all of a sudden you're in a situation where it's 1-run game and the go-ahead run is at second base. Luckily he got out of it, but this is a guy who struggles to put hitters away, and these guys get on base. So
yeah, and every time you're pissing your pants when he comes in the game.
Yeah. He'll be paying for my blood pressure medication when I'm older.
Here's Trent Grisham.
As I always say, it's watching this team and pretty much every other team, well, except for the Knicks. I'll give them credit. But Yankees, Giants, and Notre Dame, well, they take years off my life. So
you gotta get on the Knicks train, man.
Listen, I've been on the Knicks train. I've been on the Knicks train. They don't give me heart palpitations. I mean, they're they play incentively close games, but listen,
They don't just play incentively close games. They're always in close games. But the difference is you feel like they get up on top more often than they would think. So,
and they probably have, I would say, I think I would go as Tom Thibodeau was like the best coach in New York.
Yeah.
You're probably right in that sense.
Honestly, you're probably right. Because, I mean, look at how good that Knicks team is now. Obviously they have the players, but before they didn't have the necessary, like, the players. They had, like, good players, but nobody you would think make serious noise. They made the second round now twice in a row. And they can really get somewhere now with the additions they made.
Count is 1-2 to Trent Grisham from Cool. The pitch, and he lines this one foul down the right field line.
Just got out in front of that changeup.
One and two, the pitch. Outside, 2-2.
The pace of this game is really slowed down. This game was going by pretty quick, and now...
Yeah, it was like the first 5 innings, and then the 6th, and then it just started.
It just really started to slow down.
Like 2-ish hours, so we got, let's see, first pitch was like 8:10. That's about 50 minutes to 3 hours. But I think after this inning, I think it's going to breeze a little bit, unless the Yankees make it extremely hard on us.
Grisham now has worked the count full.
3-2 pitch, and he swings right through a slider, and the out is made. But the Yankees score not one, not two, but 3 runs. We head to the bottom of the 7th. It is 4-2 Yankees.
What is this team's obsession with swinging at the pitch so low?
It's like they're playing golf.
What is their obsession with that? It was a good pitch. I'm not gonna act like it wasn't. It was a good pitch, but like, just seeing so many times of them swinging at a pitch that's 50 feet below the plate or below the zone, I should say. Like,
Doesn't make much sense. But I have a little fun sporkle here. Every Yankees manager in history. Now we're probably not going to be able to get everyone because past before Joe McCarthy, I have no idea. But I guess we could play along with it. So Joe McCarthy is obviously one of the first. I'll gladly take suggestions from the chat. I think Yogi was for a year. He was twice. Joe Torre.
Let's see.
Girardi. Lou Piniella. Twice.
You have Boone, Billy Martin.
Aaron Goon. Billy Martin. Yeah, you're right.
Dallas Green.
How do you Dallas? Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Bucky
Stump
Dent.
Merrill. Buck Showalter.
Bucky Dent.
Bucky Dent is another one who was the Name That Yankee for the Yes Network.
Dick Hauser.
Dick Hauser. Ralph Hook. A lot of 2 tenured Yankee managers.
Bob Lemon.
Bob Lemon, that's another one. Casey Stengel, was he ever a manager? Yeah, he was. Okay.
Of course he was a manager, Alex. Come on, you should know that.
Because I know he was with the Mets. But, think of anyone else. I'm gonna pause this and then maybe go back to the game. Oh, we got Tonkin in.
See, who's the real J.K. Simmons?
I think it's Tim Hill.
Okay.
I think Tonkin just looks like.
Do you think he looks like Matt Blake with a very large? No, he doesn't look like Matt Blake with a mustache. Maybe he does.
Looks like he's trying to grow the Larry the Cable Guy mustache.
I disagree.
It's just so very apparent.
Count is 0-2 to Miguel Vargas. Pitch. Caw-caw! Swung and a miss. A fastball high, one gone.
Tonkin has been a real gem this year.
Yeah, considering he was pitching like absolute dog shit for the Mets.
3 teams this year, I think. Passed on waivers by the Mets, then the Twins, then the Yankees. So here's Dominic Fletcher, who is not related to defensive lineman London Fletcher. Or is that a linebacker, should I say? Count is 1-0 to Dominic Fletcher. Pitch. Fouled off. My screen is apparently stopped for some reason.
Well, it is a 2-1 count.
Okay.
Did you get your screen back?
Yeah, it's loading up.
All right. Well, let me know when you get it back. 2-1 pitch, fouled away by Fletcher. Count is 2-2.
Was it fouled off by Dominic or London Fletcher?
This is not football. Who's in the bullpen? Luke Weaver. Yeah. A guy that's been so wishy-washy.
2-2 count, the pitch. And chopped over the head and into the hands of Volpe. That is the second out of the inning.
Thank God.
This will bring up Chucky Robinson.
The makeup player.
I'm sorry, it's Corey Lee now. Up at
Oh,
the
they
plate.
put in the other bum. Well, let's see. What is Corey Lee hitting?
218 with 10 home runs.
Well, that's slightly better.
Pitch. Called strike. Count is 0-1. Count is 0-1. The pitch. And does not go around. Count is 1-1. Apparently, Mr. Goodman's son is on the mound.
Okay.
1-1 pitch. Fouled off. Count is 1-2.
Why does Jesse Winker look like a wannabe Bryce Harper in a Met uniform?
Struck him out. Michael Tonkin works through a silent inning. Puts him down in order. We get to the top of the eighth. It's 4-2 Yankees.
Let's see if we can cut the ads here and figure this shit out. So,
Trying to think of the one guy from the 20s. Miller Huggins.
oh, okay, yeah, you got it. 25. So we got 20 managers missing.
What about Elston Howard? Did he ever manage?
I don't think so. You might be. You could be right though. No. I feel like he managed another team. This one's tough. No.
What about
Luca,
Bill
let me know
Dick-
when you were saying.
Maybe Bill Dickey?
Could be. Are you just like thinking of retired number Yankees?
No.
Oh, you are right. 1946. Let's see. You want to play the give up game?
Yes.
Yeah, because this one was more challenging than I thought. Gene Michael is one we should have gotten. And pretty much everyone else is like, who the hell are these guys?
Bill Verdon,
No,
maybe.
we're too young for all those.
Yeah, we're way too young. All right, there's another one, but I think we're going to get back to action shortly. Luca?
All right, so coming up to the plate is Anthony Volpe. Catching is Corey Lee.
Because it's pretty cool to have Chad Cool on the mound.
So first pitch to Volpe is inside. Count is 1-0. Pitch to Volpe. This one's chopped down the left field line for a base hit. It's going to roll all the way to the wall, and Volpe will pick up a lead-off double.
And boy, did he need that. Boy, did he need that one. Good piece of hitting, too, to take that inside sinker down the line and pull it.
Begin to chip right here at this deficit. And, well, not really a deficit for us, but start putting up more runs. Maybe Waldo could move him over. Or just get a hit. I mean, that's probably, it's that simple.
Oswaldo Cabrera takes in there for a called strike. Count is 0-1. One pitch to Cabrera. Chopped, base hit up the middle to Robert. 1 run will score, and the Yankees lead 5-2.
The White Sox have given up. Robert was so nonchalant in center field.
He's like, yeah, I'm not getting Volpe.
Cabrera continues to hit the ball well, too. He's been swinging a good bat.
Just at the Mendoza line almost. 249. 313 in the last 7, so credit to him.
He's gonna get a lot more playing time too with Jazz being hurt. So
He should.
He's got to take advantage of this opportunity. And so far he's been doing so just that.
Leading off of first is Cabrera. Pitch from Cool. LeMahieu fouls it off the mask of Lee. Count is 0-2.
No Yankee had scored from second base on a sac fly since Jorge Posada versus the Angels, the hitter, Clay Bellinger.
Good Lord. Count is 0-2. Pitch on the way. LeMahieu fouls it off.
Posada must have really had wheels.
Count is 0-2 to LeMahieu. Sitting up outside his lead. And the pitch. Ball outside 1-2. The stretch is Cool. The pitch. Popped up foul again.
Vintage LeMahieu foul ball.
One and two pitch. From the stretch as Cool goes for the pickoff move.
See, this is the Yankees that should have been doing what they should have been doing the first 6 innings of this game.
Yes,
Right.
But
in the first game alone.
Yeah, first game alone and first 6 innings of this game. But you know what? Like you said before, better late than never.
As LeMahieu looks at a pitch right down the pipe for the first out.
Here's our favorite guy, Verdugo, though he did get the sac fly and that started everything.
Stretch pitch is outside. Count is 1-0.
So what will Verdugo do here?
1-0. Popped into left field, but this will go out of play.
89-mile-an-hour sinker. Interesting.
Was that another trade target because of the Matt Blake train?
It's the sinker.
Well, they said that they could fix De Los Santos, and that did not happen. So
doesn't mean they won't stop trying, unfortunately.
And inside 2-1. Count is 2-1. And Cool goes for the pickoff move again. Two-one pitch from Chad. Cool. Runner goes. Pitches in the dirt. It gets away as Cabrera goes to second.
Yankees are just putting a lot of pressure on the White Sox now. And it was all started by Cabrera.
Good.
All started by Cabrera.
Count is 3-1. And strike two. Verdugo thought he had ball four, but that pitch was at the top of the zone.
You know, at the end of the day, losing that first game kind of makes this still feel like a series loss. But if the Yankees can close this game out and win this one, that would be very pleasing. Because even though they didn't sweep them like I think they should have, a series win is a series win. I mean, you take it.
Yeah. Verdugo sticks around after the foul ball. Three and two pitch on the way. Left field base hit. This is going to go into the gap. Cabrera will score, and the Yankees lead 6-2. Verdugo slides into second head first.
And this is where the Yankees continue to pull away with the game.
Like they should have been doing all along.
Exactly.
Good piece of hitting from Verdugo, though. Just get the ball in play and get it out there.
Good piece of opposite field hitting, too.
Yep. Didn't try to pull the ball and roll it over. Pushed it to the opposite field, got it into left center.
And now looks like they're walking Juan Soto, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a choice to walk Soto to put Judge up with two guys on. That's a choice.
He's seen 11 pitches in the last two plate appearances, 0 swings and 2 walks.
I mean, in those two at-bats, you might as well just fucking walk them.
Sears Judge had a double in his last plate appearance against Dominic the Donkey.
If Judge hits a 3-run homer here, I'll laugh, honestly. That'll actually be so funny.
Cool from the stretch. Delivers to Judge. Outside 1-0.
I loved how dude in the background is just not in tune with the game. He's just on his headset.
He just wanted a good view. He didn't even care about the game. I apologize for that. That was my alarm.
All good.
Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys.
Sure.
Good.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about, Alex. He's just got his headphones wrapped around his
Yeah,
neck.
he's just vibing. It's like, hey, listen, these seats were $20 on StubHub. Let me go in watch a baseball game.
1-0 pitch. I'm sorry, 2-0 pitch and 3-0 now. Now you're just setting up Wells to get in another 2 RBIs.
This is the White Sox mission. They want to tank. For whatever reason that is.
3-0. Judge, high fly ball, deep left field. It is out of here. Dylan was absolutely right. He's probably out laughing somewhere. A 3-run home run by Aaron Judge, and the Yankees have blown this game open. It is 9-2.
300 home runs for Aaron Judge.
And that pitch was not even a strike. Yes, Alex is correct. That is 300 career home runs for Aaron Judge.
So he did hit a homer.
Yeah, that pitch wasn't even a strike.
I was taking medicine, but I was watching it, and I see that. I'm like, oh, my God. Wow.
And Judge is being showered with
And just like that, this is in the books now at this point. Should be. Like I said, walking Soto to face Judge is certainly a choice.
Yeah,
And
nice
by the way,
job,
that is
Grady
career
Sizemore.
homer number 300 for Judge.
Nice job, Grady Sizemore.
So what was that I said earlier, that Grady Sizemore still is a Yankee killer?
Yeah, it's always cool to rescind a statement.
Yeah, I retract that statement completely.
What's Judge at? 43?
Yep.
It's all the Yankee fans rising up. Yankee fan takeover. It's not really hard in Chicago when your team literally has the same record as the Savannah Bananas. And you knew it right off the bat.
That ball was demolished.
Just
But
imagine
remember,
being a
Judge
White
only
Sox-
hits meatballs out, guys. He only
Yeah.
hits meatballs out.
Yeah,
He doesn't hit good pitches out.
no, never. He's and he's
He only hits meatballs.
nonsense. I just imagine being a White Sox season ticket holder.
Yeah, those season tickets are worth shit now. All right, when do they put in the position player?
Preferably soon. Because what bullpen did they have left?
So the Yankees save till now to lay down the ass whooping.
I'll say it again. Better late than never. Who the hell is this guy talking to?
Well, I think it's one of the security guys because remember they got to get that ball.
Oh yeah, 300.
And without telling us, they decided to change pitchers. Pitching on the mound currently is Steven Wilson.
Is he a position player?
I don't
No,
think
he's not.
he
He's
is.
actually 1-6.
Here's Austin Wells, 1-0 count, swung on a miss, strike one.
Okay, Austin Wells, listen, I know the game's 9-2, but please swing with two hands. Like, the bitter end of that pitch, you just see him do this. I mean, like, it's not a fucking sword.
You're not a sword.
Okay, this is not basketball. Wrong movie. Fuck.
Benchwarmers.
Yes, thank you. And he's a lefty, so it works out.
So Judge is the fastest player ever to 300 career homers. How many do you think he'll finish with?
In his career or in the season?
In his career?
Well, what? A-Rod, is A-Rod in the 500s or the 700s?
A-Rod was
A-Rod was 696.
Okay.
So A-Rod was 4 shy of 700.
2-1. And that ball is crushed by Wells. Home run. Yankees up 10-2.
God. They're just dumb. This is what they should have been doing.
The fucking meatball.
This is domination now. Bang. My God.
He just chose to walk Soto to face Judge. Judge clobbers a homer, and then Austin Wells says, you know what, I could do it too.
Austin Wells has 3 hits on the night. OPS almost at 800. Shout out Austin Wells.
Yeah, that dude took his headphones off for that home run.
Here's Gleyber Torres. He chops this one foul. Come on, I want to see back to back to back. That's not going to happen, though.
With Goober Torres?
Yes, with the Goober Torres.
See, this is going back to what I had said before, because I said this team has a tendency to just be quiet for several innings, and then late in the game, they just wake up and they just hit everything out. And look what
Line's
they're doing
right at Benintendi for the second out.
They're just piecing everything, though. Even though that was an out, they're piecing everything.
I wonder what the dimensions of the field that they're going to be playing on Sunday.
I think they're like relatively normal, but obviously a little smaller. I've seen them play on it before because this isn't the first time they're doing the Little League Classic, but it's the first time the Yankees are a part of it. But yeah. I don't know exactly the dimensions. I've seen it before though. It's a big league field, but it's definitely a little smaller because it's in Williamsport. So I mean, you know. But I believe though it's one of those games where like only the people taking part in the Little League World Series can attend it.
That's It's because I was considering going down there if like they were actually having general admission. But yeah, I read up on that. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I think it's only for the Little League World Series people. It's cool that they do that though. It's cool that they're getting the kids involved.
We could try to pose ourselves as people from Staten Island.
I don't think that would work for me.
1-1.
Unless there's some 12-year-olds out there with a full on beard and some chest hairs, I don't think that'll work.
2-1 pitch. Grisham with a high fly ball into right. That ball is back. Fletcher back. He makes the catch. He wouldn't have saved a home run, but he makes a great catch nonetheless. But the Yankees tack on 6 runs here in the 8th, led by Aaron Judge and Austin Wells.
Dude,
Yankees up 10-2.
This pitcher threw straight BP that inning.
I'll take it. Listen, they have an off day tomorrow, so
yeah,
there's pack in all the runs you could get.
Fucking best.
Well, at least this means we probably don't need to have Stanton come in the game now.
You don't have to
put up a crooked number without him.
Best, I'd say Judge and Soto from obviously I was 2 years old when they were a combo. Best major league duo in terms of lefty and righty since Manny and David Ortiz. I mean, that's going back when I obviously wasn't watching baseball, but it's just a lot of people make that comparison. Except Ortiz was built like a fucking freight train. So Alex has now disappeared mysteriously.
Yeah, your brother's gone.
Yeah, seriously. It's interesting who the Yankees will bring out in the bottom of the 8th inning now that it's a complete blowout at this point.
I imagine we'll probably see honestly, who pitched the last inning? It was Tonkin, right?
Yes, it was.
I think we see Tonkin for another inning. I do. I think we see him for another inning, and then maybe they close it out with Weaver, but I don't know. I don't know who's available and who's not. Because I don't know entirely who's even up here either. This would be a good time for a Marinaccio or someone like that to come in, but they're not up here anymore. I imagine that they're going to keep Tonkin in for this inning.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think they keep Tonkin in for this inning. Have him pitch the 8th inning, and it looks like that's exactly what they're doing. So.
Pitch is outside to Brooks Baldwin. Count as 1-0. Yes, they are keeping in Michael Tonkin. 0 for 2 with a foul out and a strikeout. The pitch is nice sinker there from Tonkin. Count is 1-1. Pitch, high fly ball into center field, going back Grisham track wall. This is off the wall as Grisham will field it in a leadoff double for Brooks Baldwin.
Someone said congrats to Aaron Judge is on his 300th first home run. Real ones, no. I think he's referring to that one game against Kansas. Was it against Kansas City? No, that was Gleyber Torres one. I don't know what one he's referring to then.
Grounded to third, played nicely by Cabrera. He fields and fires and gets the out at first.
Now we're at the point of the game where you just got to get this game over with.
Yeah,
blowout game. You don't
Yeah,
want
you
to
just-
tax this game. You don't want to make it go long, drag. Just get it over with.
Yeah, put your backups in and whatnot. But some of the guys who had fewer, well, at least in the list of the fewest games, 300 outside of Judge, Ralph Kiner, Ryan Howard, Juan Gonzalez, Alex Rodriguez, and Giancarlo Stanton.
Luis Robert takes inside count as 1-0.
You don't even have to throw balls. You could just throw straight strikes. They're not going to want to. Like if we choked an 8-run lead, I don't know that I'd watch a game for the rest of the season.
Well, not just
especially
an
this
8-run
early.
lead. An 8-run lead to a team that has 92 losses in the middle of August.
Yes, probably the worst team in the history of the sport.
Yeah.
So we are witnessing history, just not in a good way.
1-1, 2-1.
Well, let's just not manifest that, and let's just get this game over with.
Michael Tonkin could try out like 5 new pitches here and still get Robert to swing
You're
and
right.
miss.
Screw it. Throw out a
2-1.
knuckleball. Why not?
Exactly. Throw a knuckleball. I like that.
Throw a knuckleball.
Oh,
Split
throw
Should
finger.
have throw them off.
Hell, throw a palm ball. Nobody throws that anymore.
Spitball.
Fucking fork ball, split finger.
Throw like a 12-6 curve or something, because I don't think he even throws that. Throw something like that. Just throw everyone off.
2-2 pitch from Tonkin. And Robert fouls that one off.
Oh, the dude's back on his headphones again.
Well, he saw enough action. Now he's just listening to his music.
Maybe he's listening to like a podcast or something.
Wow.
Maybe he's listening to this live stream.
You know, I would give him super creds if he.
This one's popped up in the air to right. Soto is there. He'll make the catch, and he will throw this right into third. Here's the throw. Here's the play. As Baldwin is safe at third. Imagine they got Baldwin at third.
Then
The
you
fact
would
that he
show
was
that this
willing
team is
to,
going
the
to
fact that he
win.
was willing to tag.
Comes down to how many of these guys would be starters on other teams. Not many.
So coming up to the plate and swinging and missing there is Andrew Benintendi. Appears that Richard Goodman has pitched very well this far. Has not given up a run. 0-1 pitch to Richard Goodman is swung and a missed there by Benintendi. Count is 0-2.
Forgot that Ricky Seals Jones existed.
You mean the missing giant from 2022?
Yeah.
0-2 pitch. Outside 1-2 there from the pitch from Goodman.
These 7th and 8th innings have really dragged.
Yes, for really no reason.
They have dragged. I mean, the 7th and 8th, it was a lot of scoring on the Yankees' part, so that's why. But man, I just kind of want this game to finish up at this point. 10-2.
Exactly.
Put this game away. Just secure the win. And move on.
Go on a flight or a bus or whatever the hell, and
and just move on to Detroit.
And this is grounded off of Goodman.
Richard.
Fields fires. Just got him.
Oh no,
first.
he was not out. I saw that shit. He was safe.
Defending the opposing team?
The White Sox should definitely not challenge that.
Let's see, did he actually get him? Oh, I don't know about that one.
I think the White Sox are like, yeah, what is another run read for us?
No, so they're not going to challenge it. Okay.
I guess he got him.
I'll
Then.
take that.
Maybe he got him then. It didn't look like it in real time. Because in real time, it looked like he beat that out.
Yeah, because the throw was bouncy. Super shit. The hell's so funny?
So Jake Montgomery put on Twitter, imagine intentionally walking anyone to face Aaron Judge, LOL. And it's the gif from Wedding Crashers when Will Ferrell's character says, oh, what a loser.
What an idiot.
What a loser. What idiot. Oh my god. Brad says shut up with the curse crap.
Was he talking about the 8-run comeback that I was talking about?
What?
I think he was referring to the 8-run comeback that I was nonchalantly and inverbally and unintentionally trying to speak into existence. This commercial is absolutely dragging because there's no reason for it to be dragging at 10-2.
I think someone wants this game to end.
Yeah. The next game on Prime is the Guardians versus Yankees Wednesday, August 21st.
That soon? The Yankees trying to make their money with Prime. Fucking streaming monopoly, but...
Well, eventually the NBA will be on Prime as well, so...
Yep. Who's this John Brebbia character that we speak of? 0-6.
Well, he was a former...
he's drafted by the Yankees. John Brebbia was drafted by the Yankees.
I didn't even know that.
Yep. He's 34. He was drafted by the Yankees. And then they cut him in 2013, and he signed with the Six Falls Canaries. The highest he made it was Tampa, where he had an 0-5 record. So
Pitch is high to Volpe, count as 1-1.
This guy, they look like they just took this guy out of Amish country.
I mean, you're not wrong there.
No.
Count is 1-1. Pitch on the way. And Volpe swings right through a fastball. Count is 1-2. I mean, that just stupidity to pitch around Soto to pitch to Judge was just one big giant cock up.
You know, I knew it was gonna happen.
He did.
I knew that he was gonna make him pay. I mean, come on. You're watching like Soto's been fantastic this series. I get being afraid to pitch to him, but like, bro, do you realize who's on deck? Did you like forget?
The front runner for AL MVP.
It's like, did you forget that Judge was sitting right behind him, just waiting? Like, you don't think Judge stepped up there too, thinking like these guys wanted to face me? All right, bet. Like
2-2. Volpe swings through a slider, one gone. That was just big one giant cock up.
Okay, Luca. Waldo and then LeMahieu.
At this point, let's have Giancarlo Stanton play second base.
No, we're not trying to get him hurt, Luca.
he said, "Screw it, let's get weird."
You know, if you're gonna do anything
At the same time, you know what? If we're gonna do that, all right, then let's put Austin Wells in center field. Let's put Juan Soto at third base. Let's put Aaron Judge at catcher. Let's get weird.
What type of Neanderthal?
Put Gleyber Torres on the mound.
I mean,
fucking Neanderthal thinking right there.
I mean, realistically,
it's like something you would do on MLB The Show when you're trying to show up your opponent when you're destroying him.
You're up 30 runs. Okay, we'll put Gleyber Torres as a catcher, Austin Wells in right.
I did that once to a friend of mine. I was beating him by a lot, and then I put in like my best starting pitcher in the ninth inning, and he got mad about it. So.
God damn.
Grounds to the second, played there nicely, and gets the out at first for the second out.
I mean, if you're gonna talk some sense, Luca, you could at least say, "Oh yeah, put Peraza in or put Ben Rice at first." But now let's put Stanton at a position he's
Alex,
probably never
if we put Stanton, Wells, and Juan Soto out of position, and Gleyber Torres out of position, still be better than anything the White Sox would produce.
Yeah, but we all know that. Like you're
Well,
stating the
could
obvious.
you imagine watching Stanton try to field a ground ball?
His hamstring would totally collapse.
Like remember when they put Jorge Posada at second that one
Yes,
time?
I remember
He
watching
bounced. He like chucked the ball at Swisher.
Like
like Swisher barely hung on, barely had the bag.
And that game was 22-9.
Yeah, because the Yankees hit 3 grand slams. I remember watching that game as a kid.
yeah, me too. I do remember watching that.
And then
That
a
was
nonchalant
2011,
game.
so I was 9 years old at the time. I remember that.
Then like Andrew Jones hit a home run, which is basically garbage time.
It was just to add to the blowout. Count is 1-2. The pitch on the way to LeMahieu. He fouls that one off as well. I mean, hell, we could have Aaron Boone play third base again. One, two. And he looks at a...
Whoa!
How is that not a strike? Holy Christmas.
I love that expression. Holy Christmas.
I was ready to say call strike 3. That
Wow. I just seen the pitch. Brebbia was walking off the mound.
He's like, wait, that wasn't a strike? Well, LeMahieu gives him the strike anyway. He swings and misses.
He must have felt bad.
Yeah, he's like,
felt
yeah,
bad.
you know, I kind of want to go home.
He's like, man, we're already punching you guys in the mouth here. Just have it.
Hell, how about this? We could trade DJ LeMahieu to the White Sox for a game, and then they still wouldn't beat us.
You're doing us a favor.
Yes.
It's like the self-sabotage of trading Caleb Ferguson to the Astros just for him to give a walk-off home run 2 days later.
Yes. Going to the 9th inning. Who will the Yankees put in is the big question.
Nostradamus.
What?
You know what? They're going to put in Quasimodo, the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Okay, now you're just saying anything.
You know what? I think this would be a perfect time to convert Tom Thibodeau to be a pitcher and strike out the White Sox to get revenge for firing him in 2015.
Would you like to be ejected from the stream, Luca?
Let Tom cook. Let Tom cook, as they say.
What's his main pitch going to be, Luca? A fucking slider? There's the
bags. There's the bags on the heads. The moment we've been all waiting for. The White Sox.
At that point, just don't show up.
The White Sox fans with the bags on their heads. There's only 2 of them, too.
At that point, you just...
All right, what about Derek Rose? How about he throw a pitch?
Okay,
somebody is bored out of their minds, huh?
Strike call to Vaughn. You know what? I want to double check and make sure this is true.
Oh no.
No. This is like a serious thing.
Yeah.
Hold on. All right, it's a 1-1 count, by the way. Okay, she still hasn't found it yet. I thought
Jemai Jones' stolen base of second this evening for the Rail Riders is the 175th stolen base for the Rail Riders and set the team record with 174 stolen bases in a 148 game season. It only took 113 games for that mark. So Jemai Jones is making records where it's not necessarily relevant.
Cabrera, nice pick there by LeMahieu. He just gets the out at first. Looked like
Thank God,
LeMahieu was
2
scared
more
that ball was
outs.
getting. Looks like LeMahieu was scared that ball was going to hit in the face. You know what? I even got a better idea.
No.
We'll have we'll have Joakim Noah play catcher.
Joakim Noah is crazy. That is a nasty poll, man.
Pitch is way outside. Ken is want to know. Keith Bogan's in right. Kyle Korver in center.
Where's Luke Cornett gonna play, Luca?
No, Alex, you don't get the context. These are the former Tom Thibodeau Bulls. We'll have Joakim Noah catching, Kyle Korver in center, Keith Bogan's in right.
What about I'm trying to think. I lost my train of thought.
Derek Rose is going to pitch. Unfortunately, we can't have Nate Robinson because, unfortunately, obviously, in a more serious note, he's still looking for a kidney donor. I thought he found one. A lot of people have matched up to him, so we'll leave Nate Robinson out of this. Hope he finds a kidney. This one's fouled off 2-2.
Yeah.
We'll have Taj Gibson play first base.
No, you have him DH.
No, have him play first. Let's see. This one's hitting the other center. Making the catch is Grisham for the second out.
Thank God.
How am I not thinking of more Bulls? How is this possible? Oh, we'll have Kirk Heinrich play third base.
Jesus Christ, Luca.
We'll have Carlos Boozer play.
I was going to say Boozer, but I wasn't sure. I for some reason forgot he played for a Thibodeau team.
Carlos Boozer will play left. Luol Deng will play second.
You're just naming anybody at this point.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
At this point, you're just naming anyone.
Just throwing out a name.
Let's see. Who can play
Is this
short?
what it's like in baseball broadcasts when the game is like this and they're just talking about what they had for dinner last night or their dinner reservations where they're gonna go?
Let's see. Who's playing shortstop? I'm trying to think.
There's a base hit, so it extends the game.
Okay.
Just delaying the inevitable.
Really?
Oh, well, at shortstop, we'll have Marco Bellinelli.
These are crazy polls, dude.
Yeah, what are you doing?
It's as bad as I'm waiting for you to say Tony Kukoc or something like that from the 90s.
See, I'm only going off Thibodeau's Bulls. I'm not going Bulls to the 90s.
I'm waiting for you to pull back to the 90s Bulls and say Steve Kerr, Tony Kukoc.
I mean, I could have said Luke Longley if I wanted to.
Luke Longley. Jesus.
Hell, Ron Artest. Let's see.
Man, you're having a kick out of this one.
I am. I'm having a lot of fun with this. The 0-1 pitch is fouled
Too
off.
much fun.
Naming random athletes is always a fun thing.
Yankees are 1 out away.
We're not away from not hearing any of this nonsense anymore. There's this guy in the fedora in the background. He's just there.
Count is 0-2. The pitch outside 1-2. All right, so I think I named everybody. Taj Gibson plays first. Carlos Boozer is going to play left field. Luol Deng plays second. Marco Bellinelli plays short. Kirk Heinrich plays.
Somebody needs to make this. Someone needs to make a field and put all these players.
Lined and caught by LeMahieu to end the game, and the Yankees win 10-2. Aaron Judge celebrates the win with his 300th career home run. Juan Soto adds in a bomb of his own, and Austin Wells comes in with a big home run as well. Also, Oswaldo Cabrera is also pretty much also here as well for the starting of the rallies. But the Yankees take care of business. They take 2 out of 3 from the White Sox. They really could have obviously taken the sweep, but the Yankees opt for the more difficult route. But regardless, end up blowing out the White Sox in the end. We celebrate Aaron Judge and Juan Soto. Regardless, the Yankees win 10-2. So, Alex, who do you start with on final thoughts?
I'll start with Dylan, and then
You want
it's
me to
pretty much
start?
that.
All
'cause
right,
we're
cool. So,
about 3 hours.
anyways, obviously the big takeaways, they ended up getting a blowout win in a game that looked like it was going to be a pretty close one, another nail biter. That seventh and eighth inning was great. I mean, I wish we would have seen that the first 6 innings, but so it's better late than never, like we've been saying. And Aaron Judge hitting number 300 is the big story. I mean, walking Juan Soto to face the best hitter since Barry Bonds. I mean, that's a choice. That is one of the choices of all time. And obviously, it did not work out for the White Sox. And that kind of summarizes their season a little bit. They take another L. They're on track to be the worst team of all time. I wish the Yankees would have swept this series. I mean, you're facing the White Sox. You really got to take care of business. I mean, a series win is still good in retrospect to the schedule, in terms of the schedule, because it's a loss is just one loss at the end of the day. But you wish you would have swept these guys. I still do. I still feel a little down about that. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm happy they won this game. I'm happy they showed some life after the first 6 innings were very annoying. I think people that were watching this saw just how annoyed we were watching, Verdugo ground out with 2 guys on, Volpe strike out with the bases loaded, all that stuff. It was getting annoying, but thankfully they woke up. Cabrera really woke this team up with that play where he, tagged up from second base on the sac fly. That was a play that woke this team up. Ever since that play, they were hitting everything, piecing everything together, a lot better at bats. You love to see it. And Will Warren did his thing. It wasn't the best of starts, but I mean it was much better compared to his last start and of course his first start as well. Probably it's easily his best start so far as a major leaguer. Hopefully that can continue, but we'll obviously see. Obviously he's not going to be part of the postseason rotation this year or anything unless someone gets hurt, but you hope that he continues to get good performances in the times he's going to be up here and pitch. So good game all around. Happy they won, and on to Detroit.
All right. Well, I'm going to close it out from here because it's been 3 hours and it was dragging at the end. So, I'm saving everybody the time. Appreciate you guys.
Also, we're also saving the time to name the Tom Thibodeau All-Star outfield.
Yeah, I don't need to hear that again. Tomorrow night I'll be live with Ruben Gomez talking about the Giants-Texans matchup that will happen on Saturday and much more to come. Like, comment, subscribe to all the good stuff. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops or video drops. Tune in at 11:30 for another Roster Bowl series video. Not too long, but on one of the newer Giant safeties. Peace out, guys. See you later. Stay cool.